We're loading in. Capture Age is loading up, and we'll be into it, folks. Welcome, Grand Final. And here we are. So it's been a big build-up, man. A big build-up. We had the whole league format. But even though there was some drama in the leagues, I think come week 2 or week 3, everyone was thinking it might just be another Leary and Hera final. And these two have just felt inevitable. We've got Leary in the red, playing as the Armenians. Hera in the blue. Leary only lost 1 game the entire season. That was in the semifinal, where he won 4-1. And Hera dropped a couple games, but Hera's looked pretty dominant himself. So I think Hera's the favorite, considering last year's final and a couple others. And Leary's gonna try and just break that dam open, beat Hera once, and then maybe, who knows, Red Bull in 2 weeks? Maybe he could do the same there.
Yeah, if Leary gets a win here, the landscape for Red Bull is going to look very, very different heading in. Hera's still a super favorite, but he has to get the job done here first for that to even be an option. And Hera has beaten him 22 times in a row in head-to-head matchups.
Crazy.
So that is absolutely insane. Hera's got the S-tier streak going as well. So a bunch of streaks on the line here for Hera. Leary's trying to break the streaks that are currently on the line for him. So hopefully he can make it a competitive set and then potentially draw out the win. As far as the civs go, Hera gonna try and probably go for that super greedy fish boom that we've seen from him many times. Really pays off with the Dravidians. And I just wonder, 1, how many times Leary played this map? And 2, if he's gonna try and punish that. Like, is he gonna go full water focus? Is he gonna try for the castle drop? I don't recall seeing him on this map before.
So he played against Rapard, who was the bottom player in his group, and he got triple castle dropped, Janissary siege towered on this. It was a ridiculous game, definitely worth rewatching. It didn't look like he was too confident to answer the question, but I think it was the first time he played it, so since then, I'm sure he's formulated some game plans. But that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and since then, people have been adding a lot more fish. Hera went for Japanese here against Viper and went for 20 fish. So I think that Leary, he has a decision to make now. Do you go for fishing ships yourself, as the scouts are engaging here in Hera's gate? And
that was a great play from Hera, dude. He went a little far in. He was trying to bait Leary to close the gate and get stuck inside, and as Leary pulled back, Hera timed it perfectly and got the extra hit on the scout. That was really nice micro.
Yeah, I think Hera's scout's still 1 hit down, but both scouts are weak. But yeah, you either embrace it and you add fish yourself, or I think you have to go for the whole other extreme, which is you make very little and you just full-on castle drop, right? Or siege push. But the thing is a player like Leary doesn't normally opt for the extreme that doesn't factor in economy. So my feeling is that both players are going to make endless fishing ships and probably play very passive in the middle.
Let's take a look at where the extra stones and golds are on the outside, because your stone and gold are always forward in this base, but sometimes you get a really unfortunate position where if they put a castle down, you're kind of like screwed.
Yeah.
And if Hera gets a forward castle on the left side of Leary's base, that could be really good there. Same thing could be said for the that side of Hera's base where Leary's scout is right now. Like, that could be very solid, right? You shut down all of those resources over there. Hera's gold is still on the other side, but you have to stretch out for the stones for sure.
Yeah, and those golds and stones are fixed to the front, and players will know that. So it should be exposed. But what you do have as fallback gold would be the oysters. There's four oysters, that's hard to say. And that's just enough gold to basically get to the Imperial Age. It's 1,800 gold in total. But it can be very snowbally, because if you factor in your build around taking the oysters in the early game, and then you get castle dropped, it's like you weren't planning on losing all of your gold so soon. Whereas if you factor in using your main golds for your build, and then you get castle dropped, you still have the extra 1,800 to fall back to. So Hera tends to use the fishing ships for this. He's got an amazing fishing eco and already the second dock. So pretty much confirms what we were thinking.
What do you call a group of young oysters?
Yoysters?
Oysters.
I don't...
We gotta start this off right, dude.
That's the energy we needed here.
Exactly.
Okay. I think that might be the thing that people remember most when the best of 7 finishes. That's usually how it goes, right? It's like we'll have some crazy insightful moments. There's an epic game or two, and it's always this one quote, just like next lever. Chat never lets you live that down. Chat will never forget next lever. Yeah,
Sorry, I just got a massive donation right after I said that terrible joke, so I'm gonna start saying more.
Yeah, that's how it works. Go for it, dude. Go for it, man.
It works, man.
Yeah,
Keep
dude.
enabling it.
Yup, send it. Send it. I'm here for it, man. Hey, we're gonna be together in a week, so more donos go to you. We'll both be buying each other beers with how this event has gone, so.
With the rate on the hotel, bro, that's like one night.
Yeah, true. True. Help us out. But nah,
All right,
it's...
so we got 2 dock fishing ship production for both, right? And they're even so far. Armenians should have a slight advantage, though, early on in the game with the mule cart. Looks like Harris ahead on risk collected, though. Because I guess Dravidians take less trips with the ships, right?
Yeah. But Leary's going to click up to feudal age a bit faster here. And Leary will build the first mule cart on the gold. So again, no big deal. They're both going for very similar builds. If he were to be pressured again, he at least has the oysters back there. Now, you can take the oysters with villagers or with fishing ships. Hera was wondering if he would change his approach at all, right? Because Leary could just look and he could see what the build was and prepare for the final here. But not Hera's like, I haven't been stopped yet. I'm going to stick with exactly what got me to the finals here. And just 3 docks now to add fishing ships.
Yeah, and there's no reason for Hera to change anything. Like you said, I mean, no one's really broken his boom plus defense approach in a lot of these sets, right? He now deletes the wall.
Wow.
Which you don't see very often. I don't believe I've seen that yet in this map. But he's going to delete it, and he's going to move out this way, and he's just going to keep expanding his fishing ships.
Yeah, so I would expect him to do the same thing he did against Viper last time we saw him play. And what that was big fish eco, and then light cav to control the middle. And I see the barracks now, so I think the plan is still the same. Dravidian...
Leary's sending a villager out that way, too.
Ooh. Yeah,
so
and re-walling behind.
In the same direction.
Interesting.
Yep.
Leary will add a galley. So he is going to add a little bit of navy, but resources are kind of at the limit because he'll go for the market, go for the blacksmith. Leary's thinking, man, my fishing eco is insane right now. And it is, but Hera's is even better. So Hera's going to have the additional resources brought in, and that's kind of the key in AoE too. It's like you have the ability to make mistakes if you have the stronger economy. So far, Hera, pretty happy with things.
I do really like the idea, if you're going to pressure with some ships, of building those docks further forward. If Leary actually goes for a dock there, I think he doesn't have enough wood right now, but
yeah.
It takes so long if you're just massing up in your own base. It takes so long to get to your opponent's area. So having them further forward is really, really nice. On the flip side, though, if you're Hera, you have them further forward, you can garrison some fish there and try and like hold this choke point as well.
Yeah, if your dock gets into where the choke is at its smallest, it's actually very nice for the garrison. But you don't want to go too far, of course. Honestly, a little surprising from Leary. You know, I think the 13 fishing ships is fine. I guess the Armenians have very good galleys. But I wasn't expecting him to go galleys. I thought it would still go for hulks. But then again, Hera's adding hulks, and galleys are supposed to counter hulks, and Hera's just gone for the greed. Hera's definitely prioritizing the middle. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, he's got plenty of food that's going to be coming in from these fishing ships, right? And they're carrying a ton with Dravidians. So when they actually do drop off, it's like a huge injection into your food eco, and he's going to be able to afford scouts easily, eco upgrades easily, villagers easily, and the hulks are now going around to the left side. So Leary's got to be careful over there. Meanwhile, Leary's galleys come in. That's going to be a dead fishing ship to start things off. 30 food in that fishing ship as well. That's nice little snipe.
That's where the extra carry capacity hurts you.
Yes.
You're out there for a bit longer. So,
or when you need it early, you know, and you're trying to keep your TC running. You're like, what's taking so long? God.
Yep. Wow, so galleys come in, get the early snipe. Hera's only resistance is hulks, which again are not as strong as galleys. The thing with galleys is they do take a lot of micro, but like we've said, Leary should be able to manage that. At the same time, though, Hera's scouts appear, and Hera's fresh scouts get the snipe, and I don't think Leary's expecting this, Dave. And it feels like he didn't look at the other games. Like the other game, it's the exact build that Hera did against Viper. And I guess the game plan there from Leary was to get away with some Warrior Priest or something in the middle. But Hera, overall, very happy with sniping those villagers. Excuse me.
This is the problem with going galleys, right? He was so busy paying attention over there. He didn't even see those villagers. Hasn't even canceled that church in the center yet.
Yeah.
And Hera's just got complete control of the middle. But if Hera loses these fish, like he really has to invest on water now. Because if he loses these fish, that's a huge, huge loss. No food eco whatsoever on the land right now.
Also, you lose your shoreline, you lose access to the oysters, which is a factor for gold. Obviously, he is taking the main gold. Hera will have the land control in the middle. And Hera's switching into the fires now. I like it from Hera. He's garrisoned where he needed to. But he also is expanding fully on the outside as well. And keeping some of his fishing ships safe there. But I also like it from Leary
as well. So Hera's going to have like careening or the... which one comes first? Is it Clinker Construction or is it the other one?
Clinker Construction is first, yeah. Yeah, that's the first one.
Called?
The Carvel Hull, I think, is the second one.
Carvel Hull, that's it. Okay.
But another thing that Hera might want to consider at some point is the Pierce Armor upgrade, which is not dry dock, but that's careening, right? So careening could give him the extra Pierce Armor because there's so many galleys. There's Clinker Construction for Hera's speed. He might want to bait Leary forward a little bit. Like, just back up, wait until Leary goes a little too far, and then you can try and surround him. Because Leary wants damage.
I mean, that's a lot of fires. And the Hulks are really not there at the moment for Leary. He's got a couple of them. The others kind of ran into the forward dock from Hera, so they're not meeting up with this Navy. Leary is getting some great value, though. Like, it's a lot of fishing ships idle at the moment for Hera. And he kills a villager on the wood line. Hera's going to have to back away from that. Still no loom.
Other side as well, Dave.
Hasn't grabbed any of the relics at all in the center. And Leary is just focusing on the Navy right now. And Hera's kind of being wedged, but he does have a lot of fires here.
Hera will lose fishing ships, but it's a matter of will his Navy stay alive. If he is the superior Navy, then he's going to love life.
He got siphoned. He's trying to surround this Navy. Leary's on the other side of the rock. Hera has to go all the way around that. We still have the Hulks, battling Hulks on the other side. Kind of tickling each other.
Remember,
and Leary is running low on war galleys.
Yeah. I think eventually Hera's army switch pays off. The extra speed also really helps here because you can just chase down the galleys and Leary doesn't have the option to hit and run anymore. Nice fight, but honestly, Leary's production is still really good. And he will have an army of or a Navy rather, of 15 Hawks. So if Leary just gets everything here, it's still more than fine.
He's doing buddy system with the Warrior Priest, but the problem is once they pick up a relic, they're not going to have a buddy anymore. They're just going to have someone they have to watch out for.
Well, you got one buddy, you got one relic guy, and I don't even know, is Hera watching that? He's got the patrol going. Hera might not be able to pay attention. There's a lot of pressure. Hera's got Hawks in the north. Hera's also getting pushed by quite a few Hawks in the south. Now is when Hera should be switching to his own galleys, and that's exactly what he will do. But that will take time to mass up. And what a close game here.
Yeah, this is really close. I mean, Hera had those fishing ships. You would expect him to be significantly ahead on res collected because he had so much more for such a long time. But all that idle time and the snipes really add up, and Leary's actually ahead right now.
This is what you said, right? You pick up the relic, and then you need your buddy to defend you.
Heal each other, something, do something. Leary, hello?
At least they're going to die doing what they love.
Just yeet it, throw it. Oh my god,
that's so funny. Obviously they're focused on so much right now. Hera's fighting back in the north. That's a very nice fight for Hera. And then down here towards the south, it's really hard to tell because the units are stacked up here.
A good one for Leary.
I think it's good for
war galleys there.
I think it's good for Hera because Hera gets Bodkin and the war galleys. Oh man, I can't tell, man. I can't tell. And I don't think the players can tell either. Yeah. I mean, relics are a big game changer here. This is one of the first games we've seen on Coast Arena that's actually been like dead even at this stage. Typically, one person has a big lead by now. But resources collected, KD, everything as close as it could be. And I didn't get to say it in the intro, but like these two are just so clearly the best two in the world right now. It's not even close. Like there was a time where I felt like it was more up to question, but I'd say that over the last year and a half, at least, if not longer, Hera #1, Leary #2, and they look like it right now.
Yep, and they have their new team. First big event with the new team. So they're trying to impress, right? They're trying to prove which one's the best, I guess.
Yep.
Right now, people would suspect Hera, but like we said before, if Leary takes a win, the entire landscape kind of changes. And right now, Leary's got a really, really good setup here in game number 2. A few mistakes, right? Losing those 2 villagers with the church attempt in the center was bad. And then losing the 2 warrior priests, obviously, weren't great. But he's focused on water.
Here's the thing. How important is the water anymore? Because, like, there's so much stone and gold available in the middle. The stones and golds are still very much at the front of their base. And now that you're at 50 villagers, I don't really know how important that fishing eco is, or even how efficient that fishing eco is. So I think whoever makes a big shift to go to land with something more than what they're sending could really benefit.
Yeah, you definitely can't all in water here. But I think you have to keep a presence because there's that threat of units ranging your wood lines, ranging your buildings at home, a transport ship coming across to the back of your base. Like, there's legitimate threats coming from that water, so you have to let your opponent know that you're still on there so that they can't just, you know, come in from behind for free.
They both invested so much into this. Typically, you invest this much of your focus and your resources to an area. You never want to just give it up. Beautiful job.
There's a lot of fish left.
Beautiful job, though, from Leary. The warrior priests are a real issue for Hera. Like, Hera doesn't have a military unit that's that easy to engage against the warrior priests. And Leary killed a couple monks there. He also has a siege workshop, and he's adding a ram. So Leary's the one who's going to focus more in the middle, it seems. And Leary's got the higher population with the military as well, which is mainly Navy for the time being.
Warrior priests run into the TC. They die. This is the first game in a while I've seen from Hera where he just didn't have overwhelming eco advantage on his opponent at this stage of the game.
Yep. And it's all because Leary's efficiency with the attacks is so good. You don't see players normally have enough micro.
You mean on the water anyway? On the land, he's just been he's kind of been feeding a little bit, but water has been priority so far. He converted a Vil on the wood line. That's annoying.
Hera is going for stables to go Lycav. Now, Lycav makes sense against monks. Lycav actually struggle against warrior priests, man. Like Dravidian Lycav anyways. There is a bit of bonus damage. As Leary actually healing the villager right now with the monk over the wall. But I think if there's enough warrior priests, Lycav's not the answer.
Do you think Hera's expecting the Ram and Mangonel combo over here? He saw the Siege Workshop.
Yeah, he saw the Siege Workshop. I think there's clearly been a shift for both. They're going to focus on the middle. For Leary, those 2 warrior priests that he lost were so important. If he had 2 more, this push probably offers a lot more for him. But Hera will micro down the villager. Hera will micro down the Mangonel. Leary accidentally kills his own villager because of the micro there from Hera. So well played. There's still the fighting on water, though, which Leary has pretty big numbers. And wondering when we're going to see a castle for either player.
Converted Vil is making a tower in Hera's base.
I like
trying to do a little bit too much there from Leary. It could work. Could just be a waste of stone. He's going for some more barracks over on the other side. Probably going to make some pikemen potentially. I mean, it feels bad against Dravidians. He's not going to be making these Lycav forever. But
yeah, I wonder how many times Leary has taken that engagement too. Because Leary doesn't typically play like warrior priests. Again, my experience is the warrior priests are actually very good against Dravidian Lycav. So he's going to switch because he feels the Lycav have a bonus against the warrior priest because it's a monk essentially.
He's clearing everything up.
Yeah. Hera's fish will go down.
Fight over on the left. He's completely overwhelmed him on the right, and Hera's making a full switch onto land, but currently he has light cav with the Dravidians, so that is not a sustainable unit comp that he wants to continue with. He's dropping 3 archery ranges now. Leary coming forward with some more priests. He's grabbing another relic. That's going to be 4 relics. And Leary adding more farm eco, so he's trying to expand his land eco as well.
I mean, this is a wake-up call for Hera. He knows he's losing water now. He has to fully prioritize land. He's going for the triple archer range switch because he also knows the pikeman switch is incoming. And I also think Hera will lack some confidence with the Lycav overall against the warrior priest. Even now, I think maybe he's hoping that Leary is a bit more fearful of the Lycav than he needs to be. The problem for Hera is it's not like losing the fish anymore. He now has to tower the back of his base, too. Like, there's farms there. Yep. There's wood on this shoreline. So it's not like the water is completely useless now, like you said. But, dude, still very close. These are the types of games where you have to get the win against Hera. If Hera, you give Hera any time to come back, and he wins this, it completely snowballs finals. So we've seen it between these two before. You're not going to have 30 population leads over Hera very frequently today if you're Leary.
It is also amazing how often games like this happen in game 1 in Hera sets.
Yes.
Where people, it's really, really close. It goes very long, right? And then Hera manages to claw out a victory. I've seen it like 4 times against Mr. Yo. And then from that point forward, the whole set is just dictated by what happened in that game 1. And the other player is super demoralized or whatever. But Hera is going to be the first player up to the Imperial Age. He's going ballistics, crossbowman. Leary's kind of gearing up for Imp. He doesn't have the castle yet. And I don't think he really feels confident going with the castle on that right side. He's going to go for one on the left.
Hera's done an amazing job. Lycav obviously can't take these fights, but they've just been running around. And that's just a lot of work for Leary to chase that down. It's given him time for the tech switch.
Hera's going to go counter castle.
Hera sees the castle foundation, yeah.
There's 2 mangonels coming out of that siege workshop from Leary. Here come the Lycav.
Oh, big attack rounds!
Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Flattened! Holy cow!
Yeah, but castles are important here. I think castles are more important than the Lycav. And Hera's castle is definitely going up. Leary's could be denied. Leary will lose some army here, or rather Hera will. But will Hera's castle be able to deny Leary's castle?
Yes,
if this castle gets denied, it's just horrible for Leary. I think Hera will be happy with that.
Yeah, Hera loses the Lycav, loses some mobility, but like I said, Dravidians, he doesn't really care about that. Has the crossbows now, and that was a great counter castle over on the side from Hera, but more villagers coming forward from Leary. Hera's not paying attention to that, and that castle's going to go up for Leary. He's dodging the shots right now.
Okay, so the nice thing about this, even if you get your castle trebbed, you're denying Hera's stone for the time being. If the mangonels could push a little bit further, they could maybe deny Hera's gold. That's what we're looking for, is stone and gold. Hera actually considering a bit of an escape. I saw those villagers near the castle. He deleted his wall. Hera will be in love with the difference in the imp time. Like, the difference in the imp time is significant.
Yes.
And
I think there's still some advantages here, though, for Leary. Obviously, he's got the score lead right now. It's really close.
Yeah.
He's got a great eco, and he has that water control as well. So if he gets some Dromans on the field, he can start picking away at this eco from Hera, from the water, if he can afford them.
I mean, I agree. You also do have to point out the weaknesses of the Armenians as well. They do not get bombard cannon, and the Dravidians not only get bombard cannon, but they get the cheaper bombard cannons, and they get hand cannon against the infantry. So Dravidians, they feel at home here, playing ranged units. They have the faster firing skirms as well, and all this infantry investment from Leary, the warrior priest and the pikeman, it never really gave him the value that he wanted, and suddenly every fight on land is going to go Hera's way, and he even sneaks down here in the south, Dave. He's going to sneak up a TC, just cling to life and take that stone.
Leary has trying to clear the docks at the back, trying to make a switch into elite skirm. Like you said, the elite skirm from Dravidians are better, and they do have bombard cannon.
Yeah.
So fighting on the land with the Armenians here is going to be tough.
Hera just waiting for the snowball comp. Pretty soon, Hera will want everything in one position, and that's pretty much all you need in this map. The middle position. Whoever controls that ranges so much. And this is... It's good micro from Hera, but honestly expected when you have these upgrades. Mangonel should never have a chance at this level. Leary knows that. Leary can't even lose those archer ranges. Like, losing the production of the archer ranges would really set you back. He doesn't have the wood to lose those right now.
He's got a lot of skirms, though. He has a ton of skirms in those ranges.
Yeah, true. And Navy's still making some slow progress around the outside. And a Draman's been queued as well. Yeah. Hera, a little surprised he didn't get bombard cannon yet, but I think maybe he's just chosen to match the skirms first. Kind of smart.
I don't know if Hera's going to expect this level of skirms coming out of these ranges, dude. He had so many. There's even there's 10 more in the base.
Yeah.
And the armor upgrade's coming in here, so Hera can't really micro against that with the crossbows anymore.
Yeah, true. 30 skirmishers for Leary. My God.
Yeah.
They're just everywhere. Amazing from Leary. Very patient, too. He could have panicked. So many people fight there before they have the upgrades. And yeah, now Hera's like, wait a second. Need to back up to my castle.
He thought there would be like 2 per range, maybe. But Leary actually had a super solid land eco behind this. So even once the fish are gone, he could afford those skirms. He's now picking off some of the skirms from Hera, trying to take out that Treb, trying to delay the siege workshop.
The micro from both is obscene.
Over.
The micro from both is obscene. They're both dodging each other in the middle. Yeah, I think Leary knowing that Hera's taking the stone and just denying that for the time being is really good. But now you got Hera running to the north. Hera will drop a castle. That's the issue right now for Leary, is he can't make siege. He can't make bomber cannons, and he doesn't have a castle anymore.
He can drop a counter castle. He can drop a counter castle if he deletes the walls right there. If he sees that. He's paying attention to the middle, though. He's dancing in the middle. Stop dancing.
I mean, I'm also looking at the amount on gold at the moment, and for Leary, there's not a lot. And yeah, there's the counter castle, but it wasn't immediate. Leary's trying to go for a very difficult tech switch here. The champion tech switch is going to take some time. Might need to rely on selling some wood, selling some gold perhaps, or selling some gold, selling some food. Hera's skirm count is 40 now.
Hera had to make a bunch of towers along the shoreline, and now Leary's starting to take out those towers, and he's going to be able to range that wood line from Hera. So that could be annoying, but he still has plenty of wood right now, and those Dravidian skirms are just so tough to match with Armenians. You have to make that switch into infantry at some point, which is doing right now, but like you said, it takes so long.
And look at the gold coverage now, Dave. Hera has it. He might not have the relics, but he's mining gold in a lot of different areas, and I think from Hera's perspective, if you're already winning the skirm war, you have to know champions will come. And this is where you want to think about elephant archers. You could also think about the hand cannons. When you already have the ranges, it's something you can mix in almost immediately upon seeing it.
Dude, if you think about it, there is not any wood on this map other than a couple things in the center that can't be ranged from the water.
By a Drawman, yeah. Yep.
So if Leary just stays really active with those, obviously he's paying attention on land, but he could be denying all of Hera's woodlines right now.
That's a fair point. But, I mean, I think it's hard to focus on that when you're experiencing so much death, right?
And now his gold is getting taken out at the front side, too.
Yep. Hera should know. Hera should know. He hasn't seen it yet. When he sees an additional barracks, then he'll have the idea. He should know it's going to be the champion switch. And Hera's going to drop another castle. Hera feels like he's got this game in the bag right now. Big villager kills on the left. He's still repairing his castle and pushing Leary's castle. Leary's not mining any stone. He's barely mining gold, and he lost his relics. But there's the two-handed swordsman switch. Hera will see it.
He's going to be able to deny it.
Yep.
Yeah, Hera has to retreat. Hera has to retreat. Now Hera's trying to make a switch back onto water as well, because I think he realized what I said.
Yeah,
like,
he needs wood.
My wood lines... I can't take any wood if he's cutting me off of this. So his wood line's getting harassed. He goes for a panic castle in defense after seeing the two-handed swordsman.
Leary needs
to
dive underneath this castle right now. If his castle can stay up, okay, both castles fall. If he could bring two-handed swordsman for Hera's siege, it could be very strong here. Hera's lost a lot of
villagers.
Yeah.
Leary is killing a lot of vills, man, on the wood lines from the Navy or the two-handed swordsman. Hera's trying to make a tech switch into the water now to keep himself safe, and that's opened the door for Leary. He got splatted by the bomber cannons a little bit there, and he doesn't have a castle at the moment, which is super unfortunate because he can't get Feriders.
Dude, Feriders, trebuchets, all these things Leary really needs. Champion upgrade he really needs, but he was forced to the limit. He got pushed back so hard he had to go out with two-handed swordsmen. And like I said, I think Hera just having a couple hand cannons in there completely shuts down any of the infantry coming forward.
The Droman has killed 20 vills on the right side, but Leary realizes his eco is not where it needs to be to continue the production, and he taps out. Excellent first game. Both had their chances the whole way through. I don't think that was like a throw or anything from Leary. He had a very slight lead.
Yep, slight.
Hera, as he does, just manages to claw back, right?
Yeah. I think Hera just recognized a bit earlier how this game was going to play out and how this Civ matchup plays out. They're both very similar. They're range units and infantry. But the range units are slightly better for Hera, and he has the slightly better siege options. For Leary, the forward castle was kind of the big thing here. I think if he built that castle earlier in the game, before Hera had the crossbowman on any of the outside TCs, if his siege got a bit more value on the outside TCs. The rest of the game outplays it very differently.
Or if he just sends the mangonels to Hera's Castle Foundation rather than chasing the army to the right when that was happening.
Yeah, but it's just so close. And that has been the theme, is when these two play. Remember the win percentage in terms of the games in tournaments. Hera's at like 57%, 58%. But the sets, it's been like the last 20 he's won. So hopefully for Leary, that's not one he regrets. I think that's a good back and forth game and gives us an idea of the level we're going to see here in the finals. And it's one of the closest games we've seen in Costa Arena all season.
Italians, they have some pretty fast transition times, and they can go for a better fish boom, I think, than the Mayans can. They have the cheaper fishing ships.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got a Civ here that Leary could have maybe used in the previous game, now that you think about it, right? Like, that was also a map where you can use the water and the land elements. Maybe would have preferred to have a Civ with bombard cannons, but just one of the best Civs here. Hera consistently picked Italians first on his Civ draft. Leary today got the first pick. So this is a Civ that Hera loves as well. And with the combination of water and land, I'd expect Italians to be slightly better for the water. But if Hera plays crossbows, Mayans have the cheaper archers. And I expect a ton of micro here.
Yeah, they're actually, in terms of like stranded positioning, they're actually quite close compared to a standard game.
Yeah, true.
They're both on that left side.
Ooh.
Docks are kind of both on this left side, right?
You know the other thing that's going to be weird? Typically, they're fighting in the middle, and they try and lock down a wood line and stuff. That one wood line's kind of right smack dab in the middle of the hill between bases.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like they're going to want to sit over that wood line and fire volleys. So I think if a player can get a position on either side of that wood line in Castle Edge, it could be really strong.
Yep.
Just the siege workshop position.
Might see them both go for like the same rhino as well from this angle.
Yeah, true.
Equal distance.
Yeah, that's a good point, right? This is a nomad start. Now it's kind of a fixed nomad start because we give them some buffalo and we spawn them in a way where they can always get a TC near the woodline and the gold. But yeah, fast castling especially, which has been more common, stealing that extra rhino would be pretty big. And they both see it right now, so they don't know it.
Hera will want to keep the elephant close to his base unless he immediately needs it. So if he's going to go for one, he might go for that far one first.
And Leary sees another one on the other side. Hera should have that option eventually as well. But that one's a bit further away for Hera to find. So, yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
Okay, so how many fishing ships when they click up to feudal age? 13? 11?
I mean, Hera's been going on insane with it. And
yeah.
So I would expect maybe like 12 or something. 12 to 14. I think Leary is going to try and match Hera with that. It's kind of like he did the previous game, but maybe be ever so slightly more aggressive. So whatever Hera adds, Leary might add like four or so less. But I personally feel, and I've been saying this a lot, and Hera's consistently, really leaned into the fishing eco, but I really feel this is all about the middle control. I know Hera won that game against Viper, but that was close to him getting pushed to the 5th game. And I find crossbows and siege to be the key. So I guess like defensive play on water here, Dave. You go for the fish. You maybe have a Hulk or two patrolling at home. You don't move out, and then you just play the crossbows.
So is it that fish boom, do you think, that's pushed people away from the feudal aggression? Or is it just the fact that we're getting into like the top players in the world and not the guys who are a little bit lower?
It's the garrison. The ability to garrison inside the docks. Yeah. Because it's just because your opponent can garrison inside the docks and the docks fire arrows, that might mean you need double the investment to punish someone on water now. And that little bit of additional investment takes you a little bit more time.
No. I'm talking about the land pressure in feudal age, not the water pressure.
Oh, I see.
The early rounds of TTL, this map was almost always someone going men-at-arms archers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but
like
the water change came in, I think, week 3, right? And I think that's where the tweak change came in the meta.
Yeah, maybe.
So I think the fish kind of promotes the additional food, which promotes the additional castle age. But Leary's always done this, regardless of whatever the meta was. Leary's always gone for this little house wall, palisade wall. I call it the bubble wall, just to protect the woodline. Like, he doesn't want his woodline to even be harassed, right? And so I like that. For Hera, he's kind of doing a similar thing here, just not as far up on the hill. I think if Leary gets the build where he builds the barracks and the walls near that relic there, it's a lot of space to breathe in castle.
Hera's going to find Leary pretty soon. Does Leary know where Hera's base is? Not really. He's going for that rhino. So he's going to get it. Hera's going to take the elephant closer to his base. He still has one in reserve, too.
Yeah.
Funny thing about Leary, like, Hera will always keep the close elephants and, like, take them later.
Leary's losing a Vil. Leary's losing a Vil.
Do not lose that. Leary, what on earth is happening?
Lost a villager. It's the second time we've seen that in the final week of Titans League. I'm not sure what's happening here, but Leary loses a villager. It's not GG, guys. It's not GG. It's fine. He's got bonuses. He has cheaper fishing ships, but we just get used to people doing the complicated stuff and making it look easy. Not a good sign for Leary's mentals. Sorry, you were asking me a question or saying something, and then that happened.
I was saying, yeah, it's fine. I mean, he didn't even move the Vil. It was amazing, but I was saying how Leary, like, people like Hera will keep the elephants in reserve and go for the far ones and keep the close one near the TC for later.
Yeah.
I don't recall ever seeing Leary do that. I think he just takes whatever is nearby.
Yep.
And he doesn't save it for later. If he needs it later, he'll go out there and get it, but...
I mean, at the end of the day, it balances out. The only reason to take the far one first is so your opponent can't take it, which, you know, it kind of depends. So I think the key thing for Hera here, though, yeah, he didn't lose the villager. He's also Mayans, and you start with an additional villager. So that is a guaranteed villager lead. And again, he's up to 14 fishing ships, so he's got that. And it's the same thing as before. Like last game, he lost his fishing ships. Sure, he had some problems. But you're always fighting for a resources collected lead, and Hera has that. But the timing could be insane. Hera's still a minute away from feudal H. There is Leary's archer range, and I think pretty soon Leary will also build the blacksmith.
Yeah, archer range, blacksmith. No navy yet for Leary. He's just going to go fast castle.
So they're a bit closer on land, and they're a bit closer on water, which should play a role. So the faster uptimes could benefit or, shouldn't benefit Leary. And you also don't need as many resources with the Italians, which we can't forget. It's cheaper to go up to the next stage, so you don't need the fish. You don't spend as many resources on the dock techs. You don't spend as many resources on the university techs. And your archers get that +1 pierce armor. So straight archer v archer, if the numbers are similar and the micro is similar, Leary should have the lead.
I just hope Leary remembers to get Loom later.
Yeah, I mean...
Hera snagged it now. If Hera's going to go into a range of his own and is sneaking around, that could be a big problem.
Hera's wood's a big problem. He wants that archer range right away. Look at him sit there, wait for the wood. Bit painful here because you have to add additional Vils now.
Yeah.
What do you think about Hera's archer range location, though? I've seen two players do that this season. Hera and Sito. And I really like it because when the siege comes out,
like it.
You don't want to lose your production, right?
Also, like, if we're thinking about mobility for the archers, you want to defend on the right, it's easy to get there. You want to defend on the left, it's easy to get there from that building. If you put it in your forward wall and then you've got houses on either side, if you eject forward, you have to go all the way around, right? And also, it's likely that your opponent's going to be open at the back side of their base, not the front side of their base. So it's a shorter walk as well.
Wow. Okay, so I think Hera's deviating here. I mean, he's clearly deviating. I wonder if in his mind he realizes because Leary was faster to feudal, Leary will be faster to castle, but also because he was delayed with his buildings, that Leary will be way faster. And so he's completely switching out of crossbows. He's adding the second barracks and going eagles now.
Let's see if Leary can time this. Can he time the archers and hulks coming in at the same time? Might let you get a bunch of fishing ships. He does notify Hera. Hera loses a fish.
I mean...
Coming in with the archers now.
This is important timing. Hera will probably react, but I just surprised at how Hera is completely switching his strat. I think the biggest thing for Leary is actually noticing the tech switch. It's not even getting the Vils. It's seeing the barracks and seeing the flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
He saw it.
That should be enough. even if that's just one eagle in there, that's kind of uncommon. I think that should be enough for Leary to know. Will he know, and will he change his strat? I don't know if you can. You don't have the food eco, per se, to go knights right away. But siege, for example, isn't going to be as effective in theory.
Hera's only made one Hulk. He's already lost 2 fishing ships. He had to move a lot of his fish to the sides. Leary's already got that siege workshop up. The Eagles could catch Leary off guard, even though he saw that flag earlier. He doesn't know it's 3 barracks production.
Yep.
And he could lose the siege right away. But there also could be a situation where, like, Leary walls in his siege on this hill, and the Eagles can't really get to him.
And Leary sees it now. I would personally cancel the siege. I would not make any siege right now. I still feel like Leary's a little distracted at the moment. He's looking on water, and Hera's defended there, and 1 crossbow gets sniped. Hera probably should have killed 2. He's also distracted.
Scorpion now coming out.
Scorpion.
For Leary. He's got that ram, which doesn't feel very useful at all here.
I remember ACCM doing this with Aztecs in Wandering Warriors Cup. Who had full eagle, used the food to fund the food and the gold to fund the eagles, and then you don't actually need a lot of food to spam them as well, so it's very nice. And also the tempo of it, the mobility, it gets very awkward for Leary.
Yep.
I think Leary's expecting those eagles to come to his base right now, though, because he hasn't seen them in a while. So he pulls the vills off the wood. Yep.
And Hera's about to be housed. Good job, Ram.
Honestly, that's a really bad time for Hera to get housed.
Yes.
He's looking around right now. It's going to be full Scorpion for Leary. Scorpions do have bonus damage against infantry.
Oh, nice quick wall. Ooh,
nice
saves
quick
the
wall.
bill. Beautiful.
I like how he's immediately pressuring Hera, and he's not giving Hera a lot of time to just raid him right now. And the walls that he's added have made it complicated for Hera to move around. Hera might kill that villager, but Hera's still losing his houses. Having said that, he has built more. And Dave, look at the
fish too. The Navy is right there for Leary.
Yep, the Hawks are there. Does Hera need more food, though? He's got 400 food. He has 14 on gold as well. Here goes Hera to dive. He's got full armor. That's not that many crossbowmen. I don't know if Scorpions are going to work well here. I really think Knights could have been the play for Leary. And Hera, who's never done this. He's always gone crossbows. He's always gone Navy. While he loses the fish, he's chasing away the army.
And he's housed again. Good job, Ram. Took out a bunch of houses, but it's going down now. And the Eagles pressuring forward. Let's see if Leary can make a transition. He's going into a second range. He's got the stable up for a few nights, but his eco does not look great. Like, he still has the fishing ships. Look at that wood line.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I really like the eagle play. And I think Leary clearly expected this to be exactly what we introed with. Crossbows and siege for the hill. Hera will go for the warships upgrade to fight back on water. And I think for now, Leary, you just can't move out for now. You got to sit back, wait till your army masses
You
up.
might need a second TC as well, I'm going to say, for Woodline.
Yeah. Just got to wait it out a little bit. Nice job on water here. Leary will kill another Vill. Almost. Yep, gets another villager. And we'll also see that Hera's upgrading to water now.
Is that 2 Vills? Yeah, nice.
Hera also underneath the TC. Attacking the house on the right side. Hera will also see the stable from Leary there. And now it would feel natural for Hera to maybe add some monks.
Or second town center. Could work as well.
Yeah. I mean, Leary's got this issue now where if he moves out, his opponent has eagles everywhere to find him. But I think if the key here for him is keeping his crossbows alive, you get to like 15 crossbows with 4 to 5 knights in front, you can definitely take those fights against the eagles.
Leary finally losing his hulks. He's going to have to make a few more. He pulls those away in time if he wants to protect his fish. And his fish are really important here if he wants to keep knights and vills coming out.
Yeah.
So he has to invest on both. He's got a decent amount of crossbows now, but Hera's just running circles around him.
It's exactly what Hera wants. Absolutely. Exactly what he wants. Hera will feel like he's got the weed on water, so he'll add the fish again. Still 1 TC. And he's slowly taking down this archery range, too. Like, that archery range is going to go down in a moment. Leary's under a lot of pressure. This is not what he wanted. But that's honestly a great find. That's not bad. I think if he brings the knights now, he'll actually be okay here. House quick wall from Leary.
House wall. Need a palisade there, too. That villager's going to go down, so Hera will end up taking out the archer range. He's in with the eagles, and the crossbows need to run. The knights are coming out in support. So I'm not certain if this is a good fight for Hera if Leary manages to pull the crossbows back here.
I mean, Leary's micro has been perfect here. He was also as patient with the
amazing.
Knights. He doesn't have many upgrades, though, and Hera's got full upgrades on the Eagles.
Need to pull those Knights away. They're expensive. You got to heal them up later, brother.
Hera will snipe the weak one. Hera will back away. I mean, that's good defense from Leary. I can't help but feel like it's good defense from Leary from a disadvantaged position. He needs to have more control. It does have 2 Rams, though. I mean, crazy to me he's investing into the siege. It's almost telling me that he thought he was going to win that fight, and then he wanted to immediately snowball it against the TC.
Well, he's about to lose his food eco.
Yeah.
Hera's got the Warhulk upgrade, and he's got Iron Casting for those as well. So those are quite strong.
I mean, if there's a reason for Leary to lose this game, it all comes down to the Siege Workshop. Not just building it, but the decision to go Scorpions, the decision to now make these 2 Rams. It just didn't.
Just
hasn't
use them as a
worked out.
portable wall around your crossbows.
I mean,
Just sit them in front of your crossbows.
I mean, I guess you can, yeah. Hera's economy still pretty damn good with those 12 fishing ships. Still pressuring, but Leary defends his fishing ships in the south. Leary dropping the second TC, which we still haven't seen from Hera. I think in the group stage and even in the earlier rounds of the playoffs, Hera would have been on town centers by now. But I
He
think
would have had 5.
against Leary, he knows he's got to have the army numbers because Leary's micro is just so good.
Here come the Eagles from an off angle. Leary's going to see that. He's trying to hold that middle hill. The Rams are going to be a little exposed as well as that Knight. Monk is out here from Hera. Leary wants to take care of that quickly, and I think he can snipe it down. Hera's trying to take the perfect angle, doesn't find it. And now the Eagles are trying to catch up to this. That was a good initial engagement from Leary. Hera, though, from behind with another Eagle army. Leary gets in the Rams. Nowhere to go.
No, that's not it, bro. That's not it. That is not it. Oh, my God.
Oh, God, dude.
Oh, the Rams. I mean, he knew he was in trouble, and he hid in whatever he could, but it actually stacked his units up on a tighter group there. Oh, man, what a game. Really interesting from Hera there. It really felt to me like his initial plan was not Eagles because he went for the archery range, but Eagles was a great decision. Leary just didn't know what to do. I think after he saw it was Eagles, he just needed to stop producing from the Siege Workshop. At least I've never been impressed with the performance of Scorpions against Eagles, especially if you have a player microing like Hera. Hera just dodged a bunch of the shots. Scorpions and Rams, so costly. And he just lost too much army there. Hera ends the game with 5 barracks, Dave, and 1 town center. Crazy.
It's also amazing to me Leary didn't lose more vills. He didn't have Loom.
Yeah, true.
I mentioned it when he was going up to Castle. I was like, brother, better get Loom. But he forgot.
Yeah, I mean, Leary played amazing. Hera just 1 step better. That's been the theme again. Hera up 2-0 now. And we'll see what Leary could do. But I think Leary so far has played, like he played that map exactly as he did in the prior rounds. No one was able to stop him. And Hera switches it up a little bit. And it's usually what it takes between these two. We're back into it after a restart because of a bugged map. We've got a little bit more woodline close to Leary now. But what you're looking for is other 2 woodlines jumbled up somewhat close to each other. I mean, for Hera, slightly more open. This is where you go down the rabbit hole of what's a bug and what's slightly better for one player, right?
Dude, once you have a bug map, the very next game, everyone's hypersensitive to it. Right? So like, Hera's got 2 woodline options. Leary just has like the greatest woodline setup we've ever seen on this map. So it is unfair, yes, but is it bugged? I don't think so in this case. Leary was full missing one last time.
Yeah, I mean, Hera steals a water buffalo. Hera will look at his base. Hera's got to start looking pretty good here. So, again, the main thing you're looking for is you're looking for a woodline next to your gold, so you have the ability to tower. I don't know the specifics of the map, except for the initial 2 woodlines, and then all the other stuff is just kind of like neutral random acacia trees, which is what we're looking at down here towards the south and towards the north.
Oh, is he going for the cozy one now? He is.
Cozy one. Nice. Okay.
Cozy lumber camp for Hera, and he can sneak some vills in there. And when you go for these lumber camps, I mean, sometimes your villagers get stuck or whatever, but it makes it really easy to wall with just like 2 or 3 palisades and keep like 10 vills safe, especially once you chopped a few of these.
It's interesting for those that watch it live. Obviously, for like YouTube later on, you'll have missed it, but they kind of reversed the roles a little bit here. Hera went forward with the scout early last time. Leary didn't really do it. Now he's like, you know what? Let me take a peek, see what your base looks like. I think you should do it because the zebras are always going to be around. You only have one boar, which... Oh, wait! Leary can't see it. Does he think his boar is stolen? Oh, is Rhino. Okay.
No, dude.
Never mind.
No.
No, but he panicked big... Shut up.
Leary can see it.
Shut up. He panicked big time there for a second. And Hera's scout was forward, and he thought maybe that got taken back to the TC. But yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. No panic here.
I love how you interrupted yourself twice in the same sentence to tell me to shut up. I feel so loved.
It'd be like that sometimes, all right?
It does.
Sorry. There's a lot for me at the moment. The games have been important. We want the casting to be good. The nerves are high. I don't know if you could tell by my message this morning, but I was like super pumped and super excited.
You were pumped up. And now, dude, now we're seeing why Cozy Lumber Camp is no bueno. Hera is like having a bunch of issues with these villagers trying to drop off the wood. He's like, man, I hate Cozy.
Dude, it's nice to know that Hera has the same problems because anytime I try and build those super efficient lumber camps, it becomes problematic. And it's not like he's Japanese either. Like for Leary, he could drop a bunch of lumber camps and it's super cheap. But no big things of note here, really. Leary's got his dock down a bit faster, which is nice. That's expected, though, because he's Japanese with the wood savings. And both players pushing in their ostrich, both players adapting. But again, Hera, what he did against Viper was he went for the man-at-arms. But he kept making man-at-arms. He didn't go for the range transition. But how much of that was because he wanted to force Viper's hand into skirmishers as Dravidians? How much of that was because of the map? I don't know. But you're just like so close to the opponent here. Not playing aggressively on land is just extremely risky. What do you think?
So like you said, slight eco lead for Leary. 200 res collected advantage, which is good. But Hera still has to drop off the hunt.
Do you
think about what?
Well, I was. Oh my God. What I was going to ask you was, what do you think about how some of the high-level players don't do the double or triple deer push? Because I feel like it's something that would give you a lot more time to scout on hybrid maps, and still people are doing 1x1. Whereas some like good players, but not like elite players, are doing the double and the triple.
I think the best approach for me is like Mr. Yo, who tries to set it up, and if he can't set it up within like 5 seconds, he just goes and pushes one.
Yes.
Like he always tries to do it. If it's taking too much time, then he's like, screw it, we'll just push one in. I think that should be the best approach, right? Where you at least attempt it, because it would be very, very nice on a map like this where you need the scouting time. But you don't like hard commit to it where you're spending a minute trying to line them up and it just doesn't work.
Agreed. I think it'd be wasted time if you spend too much time doing it. But I remember when they first added that functionality, talking to Tato about it. And Tato was like, on maps where you need to scout a dock, on maps where you need to scout a barracks, which both players need to do here, can be very, very strong. But here we go. This is where the game can end very quickly. We've got Leary moving out with the militia. Hera's got to be looking for that. Hera may match that himself, but Leary, first time in the series, maybe? He's got a res collected lead from his build in the early game. That could change a little, of course, but that's Japanese fish for you. And he also spends less.
Do you see the dock? He's looking for the dock from Hera. He's got this villager over here.
True. Yeah, he definitely wants a forward dock, but he doesn't see it with the scout or with the villager. He also doesn't know Hera's on this wood line. He also doesn't know Hera's on that gold. I don't know what that villager's plan is. This could even be for a forward archery range. And Hera's expecting man-at-arms.
She's still hidden, dude. Walked right along the edge of Hera's line of sight. The villager is being sneaky, going for a tower. That's a very good tower if it goes up. Denies the gold and the wood line over there.
Hera has walled out the infantry so far. He sees man-at-arms is on the way. This is a risk from Hera, right? You could have some big problems, but he thinks the walls are going to be enough. Hera doesn't see the tower. He's going forward to Leary's base. Now it's Leary's job to time to damage control. I don't think Leary's able to track this that easily, and while he does have the bigger wood lines, the Man-at-Arms could still run around. All eyes on Hera's base here. Because the Vills on gold, they have to leave. He could delete the palisade on the left and go that way. But then the scout from Leary could block. Let's see.
A lot of pressure there on Leary's gold. It's much easier for Leary to defend this base than it is for Hera.
Tower's up. Hera needs to react right away, and Leary should expect that he's going to run to the left. Yeah, and Leary does. And Hera drops the houses. Oh, that's really well done. The tower might not fully range the Vills. That is really well done.
And there's a defensive tower from Hera, because he knows this tower needs to go. That was a great play to go for those houses and just save the gold villagers for now, until that tower goes up, and then he can push back Leary's.
That's
really nice. And you think with the men-at-arms, too.
Yeah, incredible damage control from Hera. I agree. Now it's Leary's turn, and Leary will defend. He added additional man-at-arms. Leary's essentially taking a page out of Hera's book. He's going Hera's build. He's going 5 or 6 man-at-arms against 3, and Hera's going for the archery range now.
Some Hulks coming out from Leary as well. He's going to take a look at the fish. Hera doesn't have much threat forward anymore. Can't kill that docking villager from Leary in the north either, because his scout is super weak. And he's still looking to try and push back this tower and deal with the men-at-arms, but at the moment, it's just one archer, and Leary still has the scout alive at full HP. So he can kind of push that archer away.
I'm curious now, because we saw Hera go for this build, what he thinks the counter to it is. The main thing would be full archers. When Viper was against it, he added a lot of skirms. But this is just difficult, Dave. Like, the whole game, Hera's been under pressure, and very different pressure than the first 2 games. Leary's got 6 fish. Hera's just got 4. But nice job from Hera. That, honestly, that damage control there was incredible. I would leave that gold. I'd lose some Vills. And the whole game would be affected. I couldn't make Hawks. I couldn't get fletching. I couldn't make archers. It's insane.
Excellent patience there with the villagers on the gold from Hera to just even get those 2 houses down and then wait for the tower to go up. Really cool call. It's still a good position for Leary, though. He's got 6 men-at-arms. He's got the skirms behind, harassing another wood line from Hera. Hera's forced to drop the stable. I don't know where the Hulks are for Leary. Are they pushing out? Yeah, he's going towards Hera's
south.
fish now.
This is where this is really going to add up for Hera. He did so much to keep everything alive on land. He still has to do a lot to survive on land, but he has not been able to afford anything on water, actually. So, I mean, he still doesn't really have the army to compete against Leary's numbers here. This is why you prefer Japanese. House goes down. Woodline still could be exposed. I like the idea of Hera going scouts. I only like that idea if the man-at-arms are cleared, though. He needs to clear them up, and then scouts can be the play.
Hera's fish are very far away from his stock right now.
Yep, Hulks
They're
are moving
fishing
in.
very far away. The Hulks could take them out if Leary sees it. This could be a big moment for Leary. He's going to send 2 Hulks over there to clear those up. Keep one by the dock as well.
Yep.
Still fighting on that hill, but Hera's got a significant army now. He's mixing in a lot of skirms. He's got the scouts behind. He's just trying to hold this wood line long enough until the scout numbers are there, and he can actually try and push this back.
Yeah, Leary doesn't know about the scouts yet, but he sees it. His unit control has been really solid here. Yeah, and he snags the infantry upgrade as well. You just don't see that,
dangerous.
But you don't typically see 6 men-at-arms from Japanese either, so I like the choice.
And he's adding more fish too, which is correct, right? You have some wood in the bank. You've got this nice little army on the land. You've cleared up some of the fish from Hera. Add in some more fish with Japanese, and your eco's going to be supercharged.
Yeah, look at the micro from Leary. He waited on that range for a long time. He thought Hera would fire. He dodges to the side. You need to be patient here, though. Hera has the tendency to be patient, wait for his moment. Leary should know that he can get the win if he just holds this position. With the range goes down, Hera's in trouble. If the berries and the gold can't be taken, it's game over. We're literally at the point of the map, at the area of the map that Leary can win the game with, and Hera's still not fighting it back. He's still waiting. He's waiting for foraging now.
He has to be patient. He can't take a bad fight here. Like, because he can't replace the units. He has to wait until he has enough.
Yeah.
He's finally taking the fight here. The Japanese men-at-arms are very dangerous, but he's microing them down one by one. He's still losing villagers potentially on the right side of this battle, but those men-at-arms aren't fighting the units.
Yeah, they were fighting the Vills.
And Hera still doesn't even win that fight. He waited so long. Great engagement from Leary. The Japanese men-at-arms absolutely destroying everything there.
Yeah, completely controlled the game. Completely controlled the game. And then Hera's man-at-arms got killed off right away. Oh, man. Hera's tower on the wood line's looking pretty bad now. Obviously, he had to do it to shoot down Leary's tower. But the whole game has been nothing but Leary here.
And look at the resources. He's gearing up for Castle Age. There is an opportunity here for Hera if he manages to clear this up. Or maybe he can, you know, get map control with a little bit more feudal army as Leary goes up. But, like, Leary's not giving up on this position. How much damage has he done to that range? Almost 2,500 damage with these men-at-arms.
Micro's been so patient for Leary. So well played. The farming eco behind's looking good. He'll finish off the berries. 8 fishing ships with Japanese. It's been
Not
pretty
a fight
much
Hera
near
wants to
perfect.
take.
And Hera
Yeah.
has to fight with villagers, which is painful. God, dude. Like, he goes into these fights with Forging thinking, can I clear it yet? And then it just ends up being 50-50 at best.
Yeah, and then you're in your own head thinking, man, I should have waited. Should have waited another 30 seconds, right?
I think he waited.
2 fights in a row.
He waited as long as he could ever justify. Like, he waited till the
Maybe.
final second because otherwise the range is down and the villagers get killed. So, impressive, but we've seen the player with the most fishy ships typically have the higher res collected count. That's definitely the case now. Leary's going to add more man-at-arms. I think typically you'd expect Leary to go for knights, but he's already committed to the infantry. And in 90 seconds, he'll go for longsword.
Like, what do you do with Wu when you're later to the Castle Age and your opponent's already teched into longsword? So difficult, right?
Yeah, it's tough.
If Hera even gets up there.
You need to fight right now, basically. I think your advantage is your scouts could get into the back of Leary's base. There's no
can't
towers or
fight right
anything.
now.
Yeah, you got to
One
avoid it.
spearman stops that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just...
It should be over. It should be over. Leary's done more than enough here. And I would expect Hera, I mean, hasn't tasted defeat that frequently, so maybe you just play on a little bit once you see it. But Leary has left no potential for him to receive too much damage here. He's not left it to question. I think it should be over. Like, Hera needs tower defense or something. At least, like, 3 towers in your base, and then you can garrison your towers against infantry, but that's not even there.
Nice. Too busy just trying to keep his scout production high. He goes forward. Leary, nice house walls over on the gold. He's in Castle Age now. Long Sportsman tech is coming in. The woodline is not defended, so there's some openings here for Hera.
Yep.
As Leary fails to hit that quick wall. Leary's going to lose quite a few villagers at the back there if he's not paying attention. Meanwhile, soon-to-be longswords heading in towards Hera's base. Excellent damage control once again on the gold. Leary's losing vills at home.
Yeah, I mean, Leary's losing vills at home, but I think that's okay because he'll clear up the scouts, and he has longswords in the north, and he's pushing in to where they'd all started pretty much, where the tower went up and where the man-at-arms were. Well played from Leary. I think for Hera, you know what? You know what we just saw, actually? I think we just saw Leary using every little advantage the Japanese get because he had slightly more resources collected. He's slightly faster built. They both kind of went for the same thing, but
Better
Japanese
fishing.
just slightly better. So
Better attack speed on the infantry. Like, it's just a little bit faster. And like you said at the beginning, it's a map where you have to fight in feudal age.
yeah, the first time.
So far in Titans League, we've been seeing a lot of Hera just trying to cruise his way to Castle Age with a good eco and then take the game up from there. But in this instance, he wasn't allowed to.
Absolutely. I think it comes back to, like, what can you do there if you're Hera? Honestly, you have to hit him first. Maybe the Drush, Dave. Maybe Leary thought about it. Leary's early wall, I don't know if it was this game or the first game we had, but Leary was aware that there could be an early barracks from Hera, potentially. Maybe felt like the Drush would have been the only way he'd fall behind. Leary gets one on the board. Well played. And of the upcoming maps here, every single map players are going to play in towards feudal age, just like that. So I think the fast castle maps are out of the way. Technically, we could see it, but kind of expect full-on meta, which Leary should like. Oh, and we've got an open Valley generation here as well, Dave. Valley's been one of those maps where you're not really sure exactly how it's going to spawn. The main thing is the hunt in the middle, which is probably why Hera has gone for the Goths.
Look at both the boars from Leary. very front side of his base against Goss, right?
Yeah,
And then
true.
both the boards from Hera at the back. If Hera goes forward and scouts and sees those right away, we might see a villager even sneak out.
Well, Hera might
and
want to
try and
lane
snag
because
those.
he's up against Vietnamese, and Vietnamese are going to know
Mhm.
where you're at, and Vietnamese are going to attempt that lane. But yeah, with both boars on the front, Leary's obviously hoping he can bring them in. He will see the first one and bring that in. He's just missing the second one for now. The thing is, Hera doesn't know that the town center is positioned where it is. It's a bit of a more southern spawn, so I think it'll be relatively complicated. But again, just to repeat myself here, I would expect with the Goths pick that Hera will actually build mills and take advantage of the hunt in the middle. We'll see if I'm right.
Ooh, Leary is going to find a boar. He found 2 sheep. He's taking it.
All right. I mean, no hesitation, right? He knew coming in here, I picked Vietnamese for multiple reasons, but so I can get a steal here. And
Hera didn't know where that was.
he didn't know
He didn't
because
see the boar.
he's pushing the deer.
He's pushing.
Yeah, he's pushing against Vietnamese.
And Leary, look at Leary. He's like, surely he's after me. He goes all the way around. Right? He's taking the longest path. Hera has no idea that the boar has been stolen.
Well, this eliminates the strategy from Hera, or at least slows down the strategy from Hera if he wanted to make militia in the Dark Age.
Mhm.
And now we'll see. We're assuming Leary's going to make this back to his base. Leary does see his other boar, and he'll bring that in. And Leary 2 on wood, but yeah. Love to see it. I feel like against Vietnamese and Mongols, you should always locate your boars. But Hera just assumed that he would be able to... Like, there's a pretty good chance that his opponent wouldn't find his boar. But now he needs another deer, and there's just not a lot out there.
He's going to have to go to the middle at some point, maybe. I mean, his start will be significantly slowed down, and Leary's start is going to be absolutely supercharged by this extra boar that comes in.
Scout got hit by the boar one more time. The boar was
Yeah, I
like
saw
basically
that.
dead and got hit one more time. That'll actually be a big factor. But I think if you have 3 boars and all your sheep underneath your TC, you're not too
Leary,
disappointed. What happened? Did he almost
He
lose a
almost
vill
lost
again?
the Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Honestly, the fact that you got silent made me think he did lose the villager again.
No, he wasn't shooting it with the TC. He was just shooting. He shot 2 of them with just villagers.
Yeah, it's surprising to me how many players are not just shooting it with the TC now after the change. Yeah, I don't think you should
Well, I
ever
like
lose a villager anymore.
I think Viper's probably the best at it right now. He does that little garrison, ungarrison, like boom, 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 boom,
Boom, boom.
and he kills it so quickly.
Yep.
Yeah.
See if Hera has the food. 16
Barracks
pop
first.
right now. Barracks first. Yeah, I think the build is 2 militia for map control, and then you bring like 3 to 4 villagers and build the mill in the middle. And Goths do have the bit of a hunt bonus. Their hunters have a increased carry capacity and last longer, and there's like, I don't know, like 10k food or something in the middle. Maybe it's more like, yeah, I think it's 10k last I checked, so. Leary will click up. Leary has to expect this though, right? Just has to know if it's Goths that it's
I
going
mean,
to be
you're
a
playing
drush.
against Goss.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're against Goss.
Yeah.
There's 2 options here with Goss. It's either a drush with taking advantage of the food in the center, or a Hera does that random thing where he just sits in his base, goes up to Castle Age, and makes 8 TCs.
But dude,
There's like 2 options he could go for.
But dude, this lame hurt him bad, man. He wants to click up.
It did.
He wants to click up
Can't
big
do it.
time, and he can't click up. And
No
then
food under the TC at all. for
also
Hera.
he didn't like his mill position, so he's relocating the mill. The villagers aren't collecting food yet. This hurts. Leary's going up big,
And Leary-
like
and
really
now
fast.
Leary's he's seeing more villagers going out to the center. Hera can see the weak scout, so confirmed that you didn't just miss your boar. It was a bug map or something. He did steal it. And now Leary will see a lot of villagers over there. He doesn't see a flag on the barracks, and he hasn't spotted any militia yet either.
Dude, I mean, this
This
is
is bad for
this
Hera.
is bad
This is
for Hera. But okay,
really bad.
if
He's under the TC as well. Oh my goodness, he's taking hits.
But if Leary goes scouts, I've actually seen players with this many vills in the middle be able to fight back a couple scouts. So we'll see. Hera will drop off the food. He can click up. Obviously knows this is
Archer
rough. Yeah, it's going to be archer range for Leary. That extra
And
hit,
his
though.
scout is super slow, right? So Leary knows it's back there. He's going to track it down. He's going to kill it.
Oh, but not if Hera gets a downhill hit. With the downhill hit, you have to think twice about this. And that extra boar hit, man. I think sometimes viewers think we're freaking out over small details like it doesn't matter. But no, that extra boar hit is the reason why Leary will not chase back there to attack that scout.
I mean, Hera's scout has enough HP to, like, kill a skirm or an archer that's heading towards the middle if it's not protected.
Yep.
And that's a big deal, right? He can also scout what Leary's doing at the back here, so he knows he's walling up. Hera is going just for a couple militia. Couldn't really afford all that much. The lame really did hurt him, but now he's got all of these villagers on the food, so as long as they're actually gathering here and not idled by Leary's army, he's going to have really good resource rate coming in.
Can't tell you how happy it makes me that we changed the map so people would take the middle, and finally, at least in the finals, we're seeing it. Like, I think it's way more efficient than anything Leary can have here, right? Like, Leary went up really fast. He'll have 2 archers. Okay, 2 archers, that's not enough to kill the villagers right away. And when man-at-arms come in, you're going to have to defend it. And Hera will have food to go for skirms. So Leary's micro
ball off, I think he
has
can
to be perfect.
defend and send those archers forward. So yeah, that's a good angle for Leary to come in from. Unfortunately, he doesn't have fletching yet, right? So really tough to actually get some villager kills over there. But he can force idle time.
I don't know where that villager's going. She is a death wish. Clearly maybe for a forward tower or something. But yeah, she should die. Nice micro from Leary, but Leary also has to defend himself right now. Well, goes after the Vil. Needs the walls behind. We'll see the weak scout from Hera, so knows that Hera will probably bring the man-at-arms around. Hera will drop the tower in the middle. Does have the archer range and is queuing up skirms. Leary needs the walls. He gets the walls down right away. Very well played.
Nice job. Good damage control there. He's underneath the tower, though. Might lose an archer as that tower goes up. No, he's out of range. Can go to the goal. No, he's still within range.
He's
Leary
trapping.
moved the archers,
He's trapping.
bro.
He's going for big plays right now. He tries to go for a trap, but he kind of gets punished there, Dave, and he loses the villager, and he lost the HP on the archers.
Archers are on the villagers, though, with fletching this time. One of them is very, very weak. Hera's going to know that. Might try and snipe that with the skirmisher coming forward. 1 villager lost from Hera, 1 villager lost from Leary, as Leary is now tracking those men-at-arms defensively, but he's not able to punish Hera out on this middle area.
Yeah. Also, Hera can go for a lot more production. Typically, you would stop making men-at-arms now because you don't have the food and you're relying on farms and need eco upgrades, but he's got the food, and the food will always be there, so... We saw how good man-at-arms skirm was in the previous game from the Japanese. We've got another Civ doing it now. And stable for Leary. All this makes sense. Going archers and scouts against man-at-arms skirms makes sense. But the food eco for Leary is what I'm wondering. He doesn't have any farms yet, and he'll need them soon. Ooh, nice find, though.
Potentially for Hera here is if he loses track of these archers at any point and they come back around to that middle area. He also doesn't have the armor on the skirms yet. So nice picks there from Leary. Still 2 men-at-arms at the back, but one of those is really weak, so I don't know how threatening they are. The full walls are almost up here from Leary. And he's stretching forward again, and Hera has to be concerned about these villagers.
I think for Hera, it got a little too random there. Like 3 or 4 different groups. He didn't have the numbers all together, which is what he needs to go for. And with Leary's micro, well played from Leary.
Amazing
killing off more
micro.
man-at-arms. Scout won't be enough just now, but if he brings another scout, he could probably kill off the skirms. But Hera might take this. As long as you kill the archers, you're happy in Hera's position.
Yeah, and some villagers. Still safe.
That's
in
still
the center area there.
That's still insane.
Nice micro
from
there
Leary.
from Leary. Yeah. To only lose, what, 3 archers in that engagement or something? I think he killed like 6 units. He's taking care of the men-at-arms right away. He gets a skirm there with the scout. He's going to get a couple extra hits against it.
So there,
infantry armor is coming in for Hera, and those archers being very sneaky from Leary.
So there's some nuance to this. There's some tiny details players need to think of. In Hera's position, you can never allow your main base to be hit. You don't have your production buildings there. So you're okay with attacks in the middle because your army's always waiting. Leary's actually been able to sneak. So
and he's sneaking another army to the north too. There's 4 archers leaving to the north. He feels very comfortable with this wall that he has. Still open at the backside and still has men-at-arms inside the walls at the moment, but he's going to be able to hit this wood line or this gold with 2 archers and a scout.
Yeah, and Leary's safe approach. He doesn't brought in
It's
as
the four
much
in the
available
north, too.
food, but like
If
his
Hera's paying
villagers are
attention to that
safe.
wood line, dude, if Hera's paying attention to the wood line and the archers come in at the north at the same time,
Yep.
like Hera's reacting there. I don't know if he hears this.
No, I
over
think
on
you're
the
right.
other side.
And Hera's trying to knock in the front door right now, but it's not really enough infantry. Hera does not see this. He sees it now. And to be honest, Leary didn't micro it fully, but nice damage. And now you're just seeing the risk of Hera's strategy is putting all those villagers in the middle.
And now Leary can focus on defense. I mean, the skirms are back there for Hera, which is preventing the villagers from easily repairing. But the archers are still just sniping those men-at-arms. And Leary still has those 4 archers in the north. Hera needs to send more military out for that. So Eco KD 5-1. Vietnamese economy with this amount of farms is starting to feel very smooth. And unlike Hera, there's not really any exposed areas of the economy for Leary.
Hera might have just saved the game here because I think he caught a glimpse of those archers. Those 4 archers almost got away. I think he knows they're moving that way. But yeah, you're right.
Oh, he pulled away again. He pulled back to the middle. Maybe he's sending those skirms to the berries because that's the next logical place that Leary's going to show up. Leary could get some more value with those archers again.
Dave, I know Hera's lost villagers, but he's got 11 men-at-arms now. Like this is scary military numbers, and he's not stopping. So
yep,
he's got some problems for sure. But like, if he breaks in at any point, big troubles for Leary. I'd like to see Leary just tower, honestly, tower and stonewall or something. You cannot let this
3
army
scouts, 4 archers on the berries.
How is he getting through? How is he surprising
He's just
Hera
being
here?
sneaky, dude.
Yeah.
And Hera's come back with men-at-arms to defend against the scouts. It's like, oh man, that doesn't feel comfortable.
Yeah,
with the archers here as well.
Wow.
Villager kills there.
I mean, from Hera's perspective, he's got full vision through the middle, or he should. He should never be surprised here. 7 villager kills for Leary now. Population's even, but Leary is exposed on the outside at least, so Hera could dive in. Not what you want if you're Hera, though. Having to run home like this is not what you want at all.
I mean, Hera is going to be able to go up to Castle Age first. He's taking advantage of all the free res in the center of the map. Leary's just playing the more standard way that we've seen, right? You wall up. You get sneaky with your attacks. You try and punish the guy with exposed eco on the center. The timing's going to be better, though, for Hera. And we'll see what he can do with these 13 men-at-arms.
All about trading against the army. If Leary can kill the army over the next 2 minutes, Hera might arrive to Castle Age, and he can't work with much. So let's see. I doubt Leary is going to expect the Castle Age time. Leary never faced up against a player who played like this. Every time this season, Leary has played like he has, and his opponent has as well. So when your opponent makes this many skirms and this many men-at-arms, this Castle Age time will be an absolute shock.
Nice tower there from Hera to defend the vills. Perfectly on time as these scouts come over. Leary might be able to snipe a villager. He's trying to get home with the archers. I think the problem for Leary is going to be this skirm mass. I think he can deal with the longswords with his archer mass and maybe some walls and stuff, but if there's elite skirm behind that, it's really difficult. More scouts now coming over from Leary. As long as you keep the army at home here as well, it could be good for Leary. He's still got more forward though, Hera. Wow. So many men-at-arms.
When Hera hits Castle Age, can you make the sound that you think Leary would make when he sees this uptime after 32 military from Hera? Because there's no way he's going to believe it. 10 seconds away. Hera's got 32 military. The scout's still running around. Hera's got towers everywhere. And there you go. Exactly, man. I thought it'd be more like, huh? Like what? Because how? Like normally you're spending double food comp against archers and scouts. It's not going to work.
Young and energetic. Way too young and energetic. Leary had the spirit of a 95-year-old man when he was 15.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, he's got a hold now, and he finally forces down a tower. Dave, Leary's had a hole in the back of his base the whole game.
No, I know. And Hera just assumes that he's walled out.
Yeah, seems like it.
Oh, Skirms might find some engagements against the archers. Leary dives in there, tries to delay those. He needs to keep these archers alive. He still hasn't been broken.
Wow.
Despite all of
Insane.
the military here for Hera.
Yeah.
Despite all of the infantry here, he's getting longsword and elite skirm now. 30 seconds away from Castle Age is Leary. That blacksmith is going to die really fast.
True.
He has to be extremely careful here.
Yeah, and if the blacksmith's down, I don't think even with the crossbow upgrade, you can consider any fights here. That's the perfect target for Hera. Just love the consistency from Hera. He's just continued to make army. Obviously lost a couple vills, but he just has to have faith that the resources in the middle is enough here. And yeah, look at Leary. Leary's bringing his vills to repair the blacksmith so he can get Bodkin. This is not the situation you want to be in.
He is sniping some longswords, though. He's sniping all the weak ones. He's doing a great job back here to dodge these skirm shots and snipe the weak longswords.
Dude.
And now the knights are coming out for the skirms, and the blacksmith stays up, and Bodkin arrow is in. Hera found the hole at the back, but Leary has been defending there the whole time, too.
Insane. I think Hera, against any other player, he wins this game already. It's not even close. And we're like, oh my God, taking the middle with Goss was a masterpiece. Still hasn't been able to find enough. Still lots of positives for Leary Civ, too. Like, Vietnamese only get easier to play. But in theory,
Knights now in the middle.
easier to play as well, so...
Yeah, knights in the middle are a problem. There's a bunch of weak villagers there. They're far away from the tower. The tower doesn't kill the knights quickly. And now the longswords at the back are getting cleared up as Hera's trying to push in from two angles again. Is there enough room in that tower for all these vills? The answer is no.
There's not. Two villagers will die. Hera will hop in and out, though, which is insane micro to even consider it. Leary has just had to pick the perfect fights. He's had to wait for the correct engagements because he has never had the numbers. I don't think he can wait now.
Might lose his whole army here.
It depends, though.
Lose his whole army.
Yeah,
Depends
you're
on
right.
the micro.
It does depend. All the knights are coming back from the middle. I think Hera's sensing those knights are no longer attacking him, and he's slowly falling back.
There's a lot of weak units in there for Hera. And Leary's just picking the weak ones off right away.
Unbelievable.
Are going in. They're trying to buy time for the skirms. Leary's going to push this back.
Unbelievable. Yeah, if he could save the weak knights, that'd be nice, but Hera's sniping them down. I think Hera's fine. Hera can fall back. As long as you don't lose the skirms, you can now go pikeman.
Yes.
And he's already got pikeman out. So Hera's still in a good spot.
That was a really good call from Hera. I think a lot of players would have tried to dive for the crossbows or something there. Yeah. Value with that army. That was a great call to just retreat. He knew he wasn't going to win that fight.
You know what we haven't really touched on because of all the other action in this game is the fact that the main gold for Leary is right here.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even notice that.
that eventually becomes a concern here. So I think in Hera's mind, he just continues to hold this position. Eventually, Leary cannot go for the double gold comp. We see the fight. Leary's micro. He's taking out the pikeman.
It's crazy good. It's crazy good, dude. The fact he even gets out of there with any crossbows whatsoever, and the knights clear everything. This is a classic Goth KD right here. 64-35 in favor of Leary. That was insane snipes on the pikeman.
Yeah, and
that fight.
For anyone who's ever asked why pros don't mix in trash units, it's because if you go double gold comp has more potential there, but the micro has to be perfect. Leary does have another gold available. He's going to shift over to that now, but he does the same thing he did before. He's gonna move in with the knights, look for Hera's food eco. Still 0 farm gaming for Hera, so he's still relying on the hunt.
Good quick wall there from Hera, trying to get the conversions.
He doesn't get
that one in time. He got one before.
Wow. I think with that, I think you probably need to get devotion at some point soon if you're Leary.
Yeah.
Because Hera's monks are very strong here. Wondering when Hera will go to stone, because you still haven't seen any stone mining from him.
Yeah, I think he needs to get his food eco set up first, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he can't take food from the middle anymore, and you see 7 on food, and we compare that to Leary's eco. Hand carts coming in with 21 farms. It's going to be really solid. The problem is that main gold. Leary goes for the gold at the back. This is one of those games, dude, where if we ask him about it in the interview afterward, he'd be like, yeah, my gold was so rough. And we wouldn't even, know if you hadn't pointed that out earlier. We'd just be paying attention to the fights, right?
Oh, man. Hera gets distracted, Dave. He quick-walled the wood line in the south there, and saves some vills, but he loses all of his pikemen to the town
Armies from
center.
2 directions onto his main wood line too, at the back.
Yep.
There's a TC there now, which is good. Let's see if Hera can wall this off. He's got some monks as well, so Leary's got to be careful he doesn't get converted. Longswords are going to get cleared up at the back of Leary's base now, in the meantime.
2 conversions for Hera. That's really good for Hera, especially if he can save the monks to get future conversions. He won't. I think you're okay with that. If you lose the 2 knights and you kill the monks, especially in this type of game, you're okay. What a great job from Leary, though, to keep checking for Hera's economy. At the same time, amazing job from Hera not to be completely dead right now. He could have been completely picked apart in the middle.
Just compare the eco upgrades here.
Yeah, it's a problem for Hera.
It's gonna be a rough one for Hera, right? He's got 2 farms right now. He's been relying on that food in the middle. Still has some villagers out there, but Leary's done a drive-by in that area like 3 times before. He's probably gonna be back with some knights at some point.
I think the issue for Hera will remain. He just needs so many pikemen and so many skirms. I think Skirm Monk is maybe your best comp now. You don't have the food eco for that many more pikemen.
Pikeman Monk feels horrible.
Yeah.
That's just not a great composition.
But I mean, the
TC.
towers are nice, and clearly Hera's shifting mentality now. Goths are one of the most terrifying civs in the late game. If he can just defend, if he can hold on, he can get to a castle, research anarchy, and start to spam Huskarls with the Halbs and Imp, Vietnamese really struggle there.
Yeah, even the worst Age of Empires 2 player on the planet knows rule number 1. Do not let the Goths boom, dude. That is rule number 1. Never let it happen.
Yeah, it's dangerous. And I think Leary, he's doing his best to try and harass, but everywhere he goes, Hera's paying attention, and devotion pays off right there. Monk doesn't get the conversion. Hera's exposed on the golds.
Gold too.
And Hera's got to bring in some pikes.
That's not good.
Oof.
Oh, that's a lot of villager losses, I think, if Leary's paying attention. Hera's gotten away with a lot of weak ones so far this game, but the knights are very strong. The pikemen are coming back to defend. The crossbows in the center need to be careful.
Yep, gotta save those knights. Leary's done a great job healing. You have to save those knights for the next fight.
+2 armor is coming in for Leary. With that eco, I think you're approaching the range where you're almost just sitting under TCs and killing villagers once you get +2.
Yeah. I mean, he's going full army here. He's definitely not letting the Goths boom. Knights in the back. He just keeps making Hera work for this, man. Hera cannot keep up with him right now. Hera's doing his best, but Leary's killed now 22 villagers. Hera cannot win any fights either. The army count is even, though.
Hera has been absolutely gaming, trying to make something of this game. We saw how many men-at-arms he went, turned them into longswords. He tried the push, and every freaking step of the way, it's either a sneaky attack from Leary or an unbelievable defense.
Dave, we said for Leary to win today, he has to stop respecting Hera, right? Not like as a friend, not as a fellow competitor, but you know, in these situations, when Hera sees you, it's easy to think, oh, he's going to defend you, but pretty clearly, Leary's got what it takes, man, to just outmaneuver him, right? And outmaneuver the pikemen. And that's what Leary's doing. Every fight he takes, and then there's a follow-up engagement coming. It's so good.
The eco's so nice for Leary. It's so nice compared to Hera's. Hera's is just all over the place.
This is what Leary has lacked at times against Hera, is the non-stop engagements. And this is what he missed in the first 2 games. The first 2 games, he wasn't able to take the fights on his terms. Hera is just falling so far behind now. Again, pikemen don't counter knights, guys. Knights counter pikemen, it seems. And we've got the fights in the middle. It's a big army. I think you still need to be careful if you're Leary, but he takes the fight because he was clearing things up underneath the town center.
Yeah, if he had ballistics here, I think he wins that fight very easily. Snipes the pikeman from distance, and then comes in with the knight, but doesn't have ballistics yet. He's getting the infantry armor, so he's mixing in some fire lancers, which Hera doesn't really have a solution to at all at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, though. Like, Goths are tricky. We've all played those perfect games against the Goths, and then they just somehow continue to spam, even with a horrible KD. And Hera gets an opportunity here. And Leary might have to fight before he's ready with these Fire Lancers.
+2 armor is about 10 seconds away. Only has 3 on the field. He's making a trade cart. He'd love to take a decent trade with this fight, but I don't think it's happening at the moment.
Yeah, he cancels the trade cart. Classic misclick. And Hera will see this now. The question is, what does Hera make up against the Fire Lancer? And the answer is longswords, which he already had teched.
But then if you make longswords,
then your opponent makes knights
then
again.
it's just Leary's back into knights or cav archers or crossbow or whatever.
That was the
Hera's
first
eco
time.
upgrade's still not there, but he's holding on, man. He's holding somehow.
That was the first time that Leary took a straight up fight, and it was army v army, and it got dangerous for him. I think he just needs to go back to what he was doing before, get the knights over to Hera's base, and make it awkward for Hera. Because this is now a situation. Hera knows he's kind of behind. Hera knows about the main gold, which isn't town-centered or anything. Hera would love to try and end the game right now.
He's got 18 on stone.
Yeah, maybe not as well. In the back of my mind, still remembering what the Goths can do. I love the continuation of knight production with the Fire Lancers from Leary. That combination is so difficult for Hera to face up against. And he takes the fight, and he backs away with the knights. His fight, he's going to somewhat lose. Yeah, he's going to lose it.
The skirms have been going crazy behind. I'd love to see, like, some more exploration on the hunt as well from Leary, because Hera's still taking up there. Oh, there we go. Sending the knights now. It's been through there a couple times already.
But if you do this, your gold needs to be protected. Like, you either need a castle or a town center on that gold. Because if Hera sees you start to counterattack him again, he's got a big enough army where he could move forward. But, oh man, knights run right towards the monk. Devotion pays off again. I don't think you even need devotion there. And yep, here we are again. Knight in the south. Hera will have to react. 3 knights to the main eco. Oh, tell me he checks the stone? Does he check the stone? No! He doesn't check the stone.
That would have been so brutal if he did. So brutal for Hera if he had actually checked that. The Fire Lancer's now taking the engagement. I don't know if Leary knows how well the longswords do against the Fire Lancers. It's not a very common matchup that I've seen very often in his games, but he still does win that. And he's still running around with those knights at the back of Hera's base. Hera finally gets wheelbarrow. Hera's economy is starting to get set up.
Yeah.
But Leary is still almost like 40 villagers ahead with eco upgrades.
It's a good thing that Leary has that gold, because every unit he has made in this game has cost gold, except for Vils. He's made monks, fire lancers, knights, archers. Hasn't made a single trash unit yet, which could get dangerous. He knows about that town center in the south. Hera garrisons again. Honestly, these two are playing incredible, man. Just so good. Conversions for Hera, maybe. Devotion, not enough to save the one knight, but the monks get killed. And here comes Hera with the castle. And Leary will counter castle.
Counter castle.
Who wins the fight?
Fire Lancer's still coming out from all of these barracks. He's got insane production. He's got knights on the way. He's got Fire Lancers on the way. Hera's leaving. He has enough stone for another castle up on the hill over here. Leary needs to prevent this, because a castle up on the hill could be devastating.
Devastating raid in the south as well. Lots of dead villagers there for Hera. Big problem for Hera.
His castle?
He does. I think because he thinks Hera's going to castle drop him elsewhere, and he wants the stone to match it again.
Another raid on the gold. Hera's gold. Leary's there with the knights again. Eco KD is 42-6. And Hera is somehow still alive here.
Yeah, and Hera's placing 2 defensive castles, so he goes from a forward castle idea to 2 defensive castles.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. And Leary's coming forward with the Vils now.
Where, though? He's going there.
Oh,
He's going there.
Dude,
and he'll see Hera's castle. He'll see Hera's castle. Hera needs house walls. Houses are coming up. Leary...
I don't know if this is the play for Leary. I mean, Hera can't range the villagers with that castle, so it's going up anyway.
Yep.
Neither player is on the way to Imp. Leary could have clicked Imp a long time ago, but he's been queuing army. Just non-stop army.
And Hera taps out.
GG called. Oh my god. What a game, dude.
What a game.
Cow.
Yeah, what a game. What a final. We've clearly seen with the first 2 games, Hera just slightly better when it comes to the later games, the more boomy maps. But Leary has reminded us back-to-back games that he is one of the most aggressive players in Age of Empires. And Dave, I'm going to be honest, I think Hera's strategy is actually better here. I think that the man-at-arms skirm play is insane, but only Leary can stop it with the lame, which was a big part of this game. If Hera brings in that boar, it's a very different opening, but also just the micro. Like, his unit control is unbelievable.
It's not often that I say this, but Hera must have felt pretty frustrated that game. With all the army he had, the fact he couldn't find an opening is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, not once could he find a free way into Leary's base where he could do damage. Leary was just always on top of it.
Yeah. What he needed was a bit more men-at-arms, pressuring the house walls. He needed to actually prevent Leary from getting the full walls. Leary getting the full walls in Feudal Age was just fantastic. But I'm going to go to the capture rate stats here. I barely show this. And just look at military population stat. I mean, when Hera has that much of a military advantage over you for pretty much the entire game, and you're able to end up with a KD that's 1.63, like, that's just insane. And also, he does that while also maintaining a better economy. That is unbelievable. So, well played from Leary. And yeah, we got a best of 3 now for the championship. Now, here we are, Georgians and Mongols. So, first thing to look at, Dave, where do the scouts
Instantly
go?
sends the scout.
Yep.
Leary's going instantly, dude. He didn't even wait. It's 20 seconds into the game. He's already halfway across the map, heading towards Hera's base. And Hera is bringing in that Rhino super early. So he doesn't even go for the goat or anything with his villas. He just goes for that Rhino immediately.
I mean, it looks pretty epic to bring in the Rhino right away and get the extra scouting with your goats until Leary keeps moving forward and Leary finds your goats. So the Mongol player is typically the one
Leary
to
is
lane.
going to have downhill hits against that Rhino if he wants to take it. It's right there, Leary. Downhill hit.
He's thinking about it. Hera does know it's there, and Hera's scout is just out of position, and Leary again going for the lane. Wow.
Unbelievable. Where is Hera's scout? Oh, it's way in the north.
Yeah.
Is there an intercept path available?
Potentially. But Dave, what's rule number 1 against the laming civ? Rule number 1.
You take your forward one first.
Yep. Hera took the back one.
You scout the front side of your base first.
Hera broke the first 2 rules. You have to scout the front of your base first, which Hera scouts the back first. And you have to bring in your forward elephant or rhino first, which Hera, of course, took the back one because he didn't know about it. But he has spotted him. He has spotted him.
Engage evasive maneuvers. Come on.
I mean, Leary, honestly, you just can't lose your scout here. And it's just who can click faster right now. Who can click faster between 2 of the fastest players?
I think they're clicking at exactly the same speed, brother. There we go. Leary's got it out in front. The Rhino does get de-aggroed, but there's a villager coming out from Leary. He realizes he can't actually get it. Still, that's going to delay like Hera's build just a little bit at the beginning. He's already out of Rhino under his TC right now. He's distracted a little bit.
I mean,
and Leary also took a couple goats with that first foray there.
It does delay him, but he's Mongols, so he's already so far ahead of the opponent with the collection rate that I think that's acceptable. That's huge from Hera. Well played.
He's going out for the villager too. A Georgian villager is out there real quick trying to dock. Does Leary wall this in on time?
Leary also missing his own goats because he didn't spend time looking for his own resources. The villager's there. He'll need to get the palisades down. He also needs to get a house right now, Dave. There's a very busy Dark Age, and he completes the house. And there goes Hera with his villager. You don't actually want to dock too close here. You could try and wall in, Leary.
Ships can garrison.
Yeah.
I don't know if walling in does that much.
Yeah, dock will go up for Leary. So yeah, Georgians still have their advantage. The big thing with the Georgians is because of the free mule cart, you can get the dock up and the first fishing ship out faster. All things considered, I think that, Hera is just relieved at the moment that he didn't lose that Rhino. He's still overall going to be okay, but I'd be happy if I'm Leary. You slowed down the hunt push from the Mongols. Your scout is still alive. It's not fast, but you do slowly regenerate in Feudal Age, back that HP, so worth the risk.
Yeah, it was nice that he only took uphill hits from that Rhino, too.
Yeah.
So he actually has more HP than he otherwise would have. He's able to use it to chase Hera's scout away a little bit. Maybe prevent Hera from laming the Rhino that was available at the back of Leary's base. Like, Hera just went instantly for the villain instead. And now they both have Loom coming in. Going to be very similar timings. Mongols are going to be a little bit ahead on res collected. But the fishing ships were coming out a little bit faster for Georgians because they didn't have to spend the wood on the lumber camp.
If Hera wins this game, remember that recovery with the boar there, or the Rhino. That was really
Very
well
nice.
done. Again, the early rules of thumb there, he kind of skipped over, but he not only reacted immediately, but he went the perfect direction.
He took the perfect line.
Yep, the perfect line. Exactly. You veer off course there and you miss that. But he'll be up. It doesn't feel like it's man-at-arms. No barracks for either player. And honestly, it might be a rare scouts v scouts game on high tides. We tend to see a lot of hybrid builds to fight on water, but I wouldn't hate the scout build here. I know Hera loves to do that. And he will want to be... He wants mobility, Dave. He has not had mobility the last 2 games. He needs that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, did Leary get it? I think he made an extra vill after he got Loom. So his timing was a little bit slower than Hera's, but that's what you get against Mongols, right? Like,
kind of bothers me that Leary has 2 goats outside of his houses. I'm going to assume he'll notice that. He doesn't need the food. He's going to go for the gold, but we've seen players try and run underneath TCs with these hybrid builds to steal the goats. And Leary doesn't have many villagers under there, so Hera is kind of the one that really started that whole trend on the hybrid maps. And they have made town centers a little bit more accurate, but it doesn't matter if it's just 1 villager.
okay, so the stable goes up instantly from Hera. Leary's still just building the barracks at the moment, but he did go out to gold. So he's probably going to focus on water a little bit here.
Yeah, speed comes in at the perfect time to save Leary's scout. So he'll see its scouts from Hera, which is important to know. Because he's on gold, so he can make the Hawks.
Small walls coming up right away. Leary doing all the right things here to prevent damage from being done.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't go for the full walls. It's just not an option for you anymore. And Hera should know that his opponent knows. I think Hera would expect that Leary will always go for the Hawks, but you know, it's like, what are you going to do about it? Yeah, he sees the gold mining, and he knows that that's not just for archers. There will be a couple Hawks coming out on the water.
Second scout on the way for Hera. Gold is still kind of exposed. Spearman on the way, though, for Leary, because he saw that stable. So that scouting was really, really good for him. Really solid to see that stable and just know exactly what Hera was going to go for.
Not a very easy area to wall. I know you should do it, but walling this woodline is very awkward. Walling the
he's
gold...
doing it 1 tile at a time. Yeah, it's really precise. And then if you want to get villagers in there later, it's really, really tough without building a gate, and the gate is just makes things super awkward.
And mule carts, I don't know about you, but mule carts are hard to get used to because you can easily move them around by mistake when trying to select the villagers. But yeah, this is exactly what Hera needs right now. He's Mongols. He has the food. That food bonus is gone now, of course, and he might lose his fish, but he's just got so many scouts, and it's Leary's turn to just defend perfectly. So
I guess
close,
my question here for Hera is like, are you going to be able to track when Leary leaves with those archers?
Yeah.
Because he can kind of just defend with spearmen at the moment. You don't have a range follow-up yet. He just has the skirmishers coming out now. But it's really important to have vision on those archers. If they show up at your woodline, 3 archers with fletching in Leary's hands, could be a big problem.
Honestly, I think the next question would be about the farm transition for either player. Hera already on berries, so he's already planning on farms. Still hasn't lost his fish, by the way. We talked to Leary about it. He's not used to the new water yet. He doesn't trust himself going to kill the fish. Look, that's 4 versus 2. Those fishing ships should be garrisoned. But because of how strong the arrows are, he hasn't moved out.
It.
Yeah, Hera sees it.
He saw some units moving down, but he doesn't pull his skirms back. Maybe he's just going to use his reinforcements for that. I don't know if he saw the archers. He might have just seen the spearmen.
He's trying to push, but his units are stuck right now. His units kind of get jumbled up there. There's not enough defense for Leary either way. Leary might need to fight this back. It could have been a worse engagement
Still
for
getting
Leary.
hits with that spearman. Yeah, he got a lot of value with that spearman. He's going to lose some villagers here, maybe.
They're looking at
Looks
water.
Like 1 villager definitely going down. 2nd villager going down for Leary. He does kill 4 scouts, though. He's killing the fishing ships there, and he's arrived on the berries, Tristan, and only 1 skirmisher there for Hera.
I mean, holy multitasking, but Leary, he doesn't have fletching, and Hera has some skirmishers around. Honestly, it might end up being even after that. Leary will have the fishing ship lead. He'll add a few more. I don't think Hera is too worried about a couple of leftover spearmen and archers. Hera will be fine.
That was so messy.
That was
for like
insane.
30 seconds. There was a battle on the water. There was the tower trying to go up. The scouts going down, and then the attack on the berries. Man.
Yeah, it's been so far a perfect final. Like it's tied. This game is even. Like Res Collected is exactly what you want, and also on a map with a lot of different options, we have 2 very different game states. We've got Leary with the water. That's an advantage. We got Hera with the better land play. So right now, I just wonder who feels the most comfortable. And I've seen Hera in these situations before. I think the timing on the mill and the fact that he didn't really make that much on water just tells me this is the type of game that he wanted. So I still prefer Hera's position.
I like the fact he's got the farms up already. So good with it, right?
Yeah,
the farm timing is there. He's got 11 farms up. Very consistent eco. Doesn't have to rely on the fish or the berries. Only 3 farms there for Leary, but he does have 7 fishing ships.
I'm really
big advantage of winning the water.
I'm surprised, but I'm not because it's Leary. But most players would go scouts in this position, Dave. Hera is primarily on skirms. You have a fishing ship lead. That's food eco right there. You're Georgians. Most players would go archers and scouts. But he hasn't done that. He's just adding his own skirms.
Gore's switching back and forth, back and forth. So close here. Leary's trying to push uphill. That's a great position to hold if you're Hera.
Yeah. Yeah, the Hera's like, okay, you have the fish, but I've taken all my berries pretty much. I'm going to have the farms. Hera is, I think initially he's expecting the scouts. But now he's seeing the skirms too. But that's good for Hera. Hera can just add more scouts then against skirmishers. Like, that is not a problem whatsoever.
A lot of weak villagers for Leary. He's been barely holding on here. He's taking the hunt in the north of his base as well. Resources for both players looking pretty similar. But it's only 1 range skirm production for Leary. And Hera's still got that stable working a little bit. He's still been making skirms.
I don't know if that was intentional from Hera, but the leftover army from Leary that he forgot about was in the south, and Hera's scout just like went right by it. Leary still didn't notice it. But
Castle Age is going to be really close here in terms of timings.
Yeah. I mean, either way, stable units are going to be insanely important for both. They both have a lot of skirms. So when you get to Castle Age, Mongol Lancers, Georgian Knights, all so important. Tiny details, though, just speaking changes, as Hera is on water trying to disrupt the fish, but fishing lines upgrade is an option for Leary here. I don't think he researched that.
Do you remember that game on Stranded where Hera made 45 fishing ships before he got the fishing lines tech?
Yeah. And
the one he lost against Siscon, or was it against Siscon?
Siscon, yeah. With Italians, by the way.
yeah. It's cheaper even.
It's so tough. I mean, it's new. It's very rare that you have a patch introduced during the tournament. So nice job from Hera. Hera actually sniped the fish.
Like 4 fishing ships.
Part of the issue with the Hawks is they don't take down docks quickly. And I think once people get used to it, you get the water lead, you add 1 fire. Yeah, 1 fire.
You add 1 fire, yeah.
There's just all these tiny little details that you could do when you have the water. And I think with it only being 4 fishing ships now, without the fishing lines upgrade, those fishing ships are traveling long distances. I really like Hera's position. It's even in Castle Age. He'll move out. If he knows that fishing ship is weak from earlier, that would be really sick, but he's just making Leary work really hard right now.
Still more res collected overall for Leary, as you would expect. Castle Age timing going to be really close. We have full wall coming up now from Hera. He's trying to wall himself into the corner. Still only 1 stable, 1 range from both players.
Well, that's what they do, right? Like they produce so efficiently, they fight so efficiently. Very rarely do they feel the need to go for a 2nd or 3rd military building. That obviously was not the case in the previous game, but that's more so towards mid-Castle Age. Lovely decisions from both to get the full walls. Not sure if Leary trusts himself right now. He had the houses placed in the south, but he didn't go for it yet.
I need like a heat map of where these Hulks have been, because this is the 4th time I've looked over here and Leary's chasing them. He's
like, I hate this. But seriously, it's funny, but 1 fire. Like, that needs to happen. This is a final. That fire, the dock is gone. It's not even a conversation. And then he can focus.
There's a bunch of weak vills from before, and Hera knows there's a bunch of weak vills.
Yeah, but Hera's not walled either.
Oh my god.
There's 1 tile gap. And this is it's a small army, but it's a more dangerous army from Leary.
Yes.
Oh, man.
And Hera's going to lose, at least he's going to lose 2 vills here. He'll probably lose some more on this wood line. He's not doing anything about that instantly. Might just decide to fight with the vills, but there's the spearman here. There's the archer here. Forging is in as well.
I mean, Leary, if you see Hera
That's a lot of losses.
if you see Hera just taking this fight, that should tell you he doesn't have an army right now, and you should be patient with this army. Town center for Leary at the same time is getting denied, Dave. That is a big skirmisher army from Hera. But yeah, a lot of losses on the wood line, and Hera loses
Lightcap is in.
so many vills.
Couple vills lost on that TC by Leary. Another vill lost behind the wood line. So Hera got some value while that was happening. But that was a big raid on Hera's wood line. And look at Hera's resources right now. Oh boy. It's kind of at the limit.
Yeah, army count's really good for Hera at the moment, though. And the issue for Leary, when you get pushed off the gold, you can't exactly get the knight numbers you want. He didn't have armor either. So I think Hera can kind of shrug that off a little bit. He's still at the gold. He's still at the food. He could still balance out the wood. He knows his opponent's town center isn't up. But yeah, town center has to complete here for Leary. And here he goes. Saves the monk.
Dude, that's just such an awkward position to make a town center. And Hera knows it. And there was only weak villagers on that gold before.
I've seen this
Hera just sniped them down easily.
I've seen this situation before. Hera's like, my skirms might not be the best long-term unit, but for now, it's just, even if I'm doing 1 damage a hit, that's 12 damage with every single volley I dish out, and skirmishers are enough. Man, this town center is such an eyesore for Leary. Yeah, he just gets rid of it.
Delete it and put it at the back.
Yeah.
Like, get rid of it. Hera still hasn't added a second one. He added the second stable. His eco is looking better now. 39 vills for him, 40 villagers for Leary, but Leary's got those 5 fishing ships as well. And he's got the fortified church boosting. But the villagers have been in that church for a long time, just idle, doing nothing.
This is true. Also, small detail, but always bring it up. Auto scout from Hera. He scouted around the map. I don't even know if it's auto, but he's scouted all these resources. It really helps him make decisions. It also boosts the score, which boosts your confidence in the game. And he's got more knights than Leary does. He can't push. He can't break Leary. But he's in a very nice position. He's actually attacking with the scout as well in the back. And here he goes.
Leary's coming around behind.
Ooh.
Pathing's got to be good here for Hera. Leary could get some really nice kills against those skirmishers. He's also got some knights targeted for conversion. Hera snipes the monk. Great job from Hera.
Yeah, I think, honestly, the scout set that up. Leary reacted there for a second to attack the scout, and the monk goes down. That's a huge swing. Honestly, you would expect Leary to always save that monk. The town center was right there. And now Hera knows he has the knight advantage, and he's just diving underneath the town center. And if the monk shows itself again, he could send the skirmishers in. But is that too
I don't know if you can
aggressive?
afford to lose your skirms here. I think the skirms are a vital part of this army.
Yeah, maybe.
They're the thing that like, if you just have knights, then Leary can just wall behind. He can sit back here with monks. Hera loses quite a few skirm numbers. He gets aggressive there against Leary. Doesn't really pay off at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Villager count is even now. Like, oh man,
dude, what a game! And Hera will drop town centers now as well. Hera's food eco is kind of perfect for someone who doesn't have the fish. But both players missing eco upgrades. And the thing that Hera does have is he has horse collar for his farms. Leary never got that. We never had bow saw. Though to be fair to them, they haven't really been floating the resources to justify it.
Skirms are back on the gold. God, those skirms have been so annoying. He's done such a good job with those.
Yeah, Hera says, all right, I'm just going to send some of my new knights in to raid you. And he gets husbandry at the perfect time so he can get away, and husbandry still isn't in for Leary. I think I also saw a monk out there from Hera collecting the relics. The town center number 2. How do you like the matchup as we progress later into the game? How even is it?
I think, like, until mid-imp, it's pretty favored towards the Georgians.
Yeah.
Until you get a big Mangadai mass, and then there's not many civs in the game that can stop that. But, I mean, Svan Towers should still be pretty decent, right? You limit the movements of the Mangadai and any of the cavalry and whatnot.
Yep.
With the Svan Tower placements, could be good. They don't have bombard cannon to help against that.
Is Leary leaving his knights at his woodline because he's just full on expecting Hera to be there, and then Hera shows up? It looks like he is. He's also attacking Hera's base at the moment, and he runs underneath the TC.
Bunch of those knights from Hera were weak. They were waiting for healing from the monks, but those knights are now trapped from Leary.
Oh, there's a lot happening because Leary also he didn't track those other knights because of the skirms at the back. And Hera could go for a trap here with 2 gates. It'd be really difficult to pull off, but boom, boom. And he traps the army. And if Leary doesn't notice... Yeah, Leary didn't notice right away. And a beautiful play from Hera.
Triple gate. Triple gate, and it works. Nice trap from Hera. He's still going to lose some units, though, because like I said, they were weak.
Yeah.
They're waiting for healing. So he actually, I think Leary kills more units than he lost there.
Yeah, that's true. It's like...
Third town center for Leary, and it's on the gold. Oh my god, he got it up on the gold. It
finally
actually worked this time. Holy cow.
So... There's a game that just flooded back to my mind. It was Mongols for Hera. It was Persians for Leary. Noble Apartment Cup. Finals, I believe. 2-2, maybe. I don't know on the 2-2 situation, but I know it was that. And what happened was you had Leary. He just kind of sat back and he waited for Imp. And Hera went like full flood for the map. And the reason I bring that up is because of these golds, Dave. Like high tides, you have these hills and the golds on the front. If it's the exact same situation. I remember saying to Vodka later, like if Leary all-ins, Hera runs out of gold, but he went Imp, as he so often does. This is the same thing. Look at the golds. He has the main gold, and that's it. So if it's full army here, I think this game should end in Castle Age.
The question is just whether Leary's identified that yet, right?
Yeah.
Has he fully figured that out? He's making a lot of monks here. So clearing up those skirms was really good. Because now Hera doesn't really have an option to go after the monks other than just flooding units or running away.
But Dave, it's like they're getting wheelbarrow at the same time, right? Like they're getting relics at the same time. They're expanding their ecos
is 300
at the same time. This is just insane. And you ask both of them, and they both thought about the other semifinal. Like, yeah, it's going to be the other. Like, they know each other that well. They respect how good the opponent's level is. This is some of the best Age of Empires you'll see. Big fight. There's camels in there.
Conversions are targeted. Conversions are targeted. Camels can't kill monks as quickly as knights can.
Ooh.
And Leary takes out 3 monks from Hera. He's still got his monks alive. He's healing up his units from behind, but Hera's got the camels in there. And they are doing work against the knights, and Leary needs to retreat. It's kind of a monk reset for both players after that one.
Yeah, initially I thought that Leary would win that fight, but
he's going pikeman?
He's going to fall back now. I mean, I think you have to try pikeman because camels are such a problem. If you lose your monks, that is. I think if you keep your monks alive, it's different. Hera's heavy on stone, though, so Hera wants the castle, and he's got 2 different areas where he's taking stone, so that's definitely heavy on his mind. And then castle on the hill, on the front, would secure the golds. And then Mangadai, just insanely good against pikemen.
I like the 4th TC setup from Leary. If he can keep them all running, should start to pull up to Hera's villager count. Hera's had better villager production so far. A lot less idle TC time for him. So the macro has been excellent for Hera. And the resources are looking great too. But he's investing into light cav now because he sees how many monks he has. If Leary can get the pikemen on the field near the monks, it could actually be really, really nice. And he's raiding in the back again.
Big raid. And this is not what Leary wants right now. He needs to push the map. He needs to stop the Mongols from getting to Mangadai. He does convert, but where his army's gone is backwards. He will move forward now. Hera's so ready for this, though. He knows that most of the knights are still moving forward because they didn't go back to clear up the raid. He's waiting. I love the +2 attack upgrade here. I think Hera is correctly recognized. We'll have some big fights here. That is an upgrade you usually skip on camels.
There's a lot of knights and a lot of monks here for Leary. Let's see if he just got devotion. No, he hasn't had devotion yet. It just kicked. Maybe perfectly on time. Couple conversions came in, but the knights are still there with the monks behind. The light cav roaming around. Hera's going to try and snipe those monks from behind, Tristan.
Yeah, he is. That's a lot of monks, though. And there's a lot of knights to protect the monks. Interesting that Hera kind of backed off there. It ends up making things very complicated for Leary. You lose the monks, and you just have the worst army. There's a castle here. There's a town center here. But you can't leave either. You're committed to move in.
And, oh my god, great body blocking with those knights against the light cav. Some light cav sneak through, though.
Yeah, they
Stables
do.
Are right there.
They do. And I think with the camels here, Dave, I think Hera can clear this. This is why he got the attack. Camels should get the clear up. The monks are gone. And then Hera can just full switch into Mangudai. If he can full switch into Mangudai clear the pike transition that Leary was thinking about. And all the army for Leary will be cleared up. The raid that Hera had in the back was cleared up, but that was an expensive loss for Leary.
And he hasn't been able to keep all 4 TCs producing. Look at the idle TC time. He's been busy, right? He's been super distracted, especially with that fight having to manage the monks. Both players now thinking about Imperial Age. Leary's got a market, but he's not using it right now. He's missing the second building.
Ah, that's painful. I mean, that fight was bad enough to now have the resources for Imp, but not have it. At this level between these two players, that this feels like a freaking lifetime, man. Honestly, normally I would be critical of Twitch and YouTube chat calling GGs and stuff, but like that was bad. And it might just be over now. Like what can you do? You're behind in military. The military type is not going to scale for you. You're not going to have the castle count. Hera's even dropping a castle in the south to get even more stone and gold. This is going to be rough for Leary.
The difference for me here, a big part of it is just idle TC time. They were matching themselves on everything, except Hera was keeping up his villager production.
Yeah.
And he's been able to scale a little bit better, right? So that's a little bit faster to him, a little bit faster to that castle. A few more camels on the field, getting that light cav tech.
But it's the
very, very solid.
Remember when Hera lost Vils, he lost Vils on wood. And at that time, he had lots of farms. Leary never really had fish traps. He never had fishing lines. He never had gill nets. And the farm transition was late. He was pushed off the berries. Like, it just simply took him a lot of time.
That's the MTC, Leary? That's the one you're... Okay.
Yeah, just going imp. Hera will complete the castle in the south, and he'll save his Mangudai. Lures the knights into the castle, which is sick. I want to just check food collected while we have the time. It's got to be way ahead for Hera, yeah. That 2k difference. It's just simply that Hera could produce military and villagers. For Leary, he was just stretched a little too thin.
Leary's going to kill a few vills under the castle, but the castle does go up. Hera with a clutch gate there, too. He traps them, but Leary gets through. It's only a palisade gate.
Yeah, but does he get through this one?
Nope.
Nope. I mean, if he goes stone gate, that's a trap. But your instincts still go palisade gate a lot of the time. And it doesn't matter.
Some
because,
nice damage, though, with an army that doesn't really matter at the moment for Leary. There's some good distractions.
At least you're taking Hera somewhere else, right? Which is what you want. But Leary, I think, realizes I can't compete with this setup right now. My time window was earlier in the game. He did try and push. He tried to push the golds. Leary just didn't have enough. Hera's camel production, his monk production, and his eco. Just fantastic. And Hera bounces back.
Really well played by Hera. You said it before, they're matching each other step for step. The timings were identical. And then Hera just like gets a couple extra villagers in a raid. He gets a couple more farms down earlier. He gets, a few more villagers because he's actually producing from his TCs. And it just slowly starts to mount until you get to a position where he's got 3 castles set up, Mangudai coming out, and Leary feels like he can't.
Yeah, look at in Capture Age, you can go toggle on the food gathering last minute, right? You can look at that stat, maybe even just look at like the food gather overall. But like for Hera, just that slight lead. And when you're producing Vils, and when you're producing knights and camels like that, you need that food. So, but yeah, that's how Hera leverages the Mongol hunt. It's not about the Mongol hunt at the start as much as it is you're like fast tracking yourself to the next step. So you're slightly faster to scouts, which means you're slightly faster to when you have to build the farms. And he maintained lead the whole time. I still think back, and this is just how high the level is. This is not me being overly critical. Remember when Hera had skirms and like 1 scout, and then Leary had food, but he made like 7 skirms instead of scouts. I wanted to see him play Archer Scout in Castle Age, Dave. Like, the maps were open at that time. Like, I think Archer Scout there, instead of adding the, like, skirms that basically did nothing for him. The 11 skirms. Maybe that's all that's all it was. And we've got Vikings for Leary. This is a civ we've never seen on this map, Dave. And I think for Leary, it wasn't necessarily a map that he had planned his civs for. And we've got Hera playing as the Romans. I mean, Hera has destroyed with the Romans this season. It's probably In my mind, it's the best civ on the map.
And look at that. He knows what Leary's been doing the entire set. Every time Leary can, he sends his scout forward to try and lame.
Yep, true.
And Hera takes the boar at the front immediately.
Smart.
There is another boar back there, but he can't take it with Hera's scout so close. Leary did manage to snag one turkey, and he'll head back.
Yeah. So just to break this down, how the final is played out, or sorry, how the map is played out, as Leary didn't finish his house, by the way, so hopefully he notices that. This map is dominated by the shorefish and the turtles at the top. The map has, 34,000 food. Most of that is the food up there, and villagers on fish like that is the fastest food resource in the game. It is really efficient. Don't ask me why it is, but it is. It's just how the game works. So with the villagers exposed up there, it's really your pressure point, and the fastest way to pressure is with man-at-arms. And Romans get the additional armor upgrades on their man-at-arms, and also they get 5% greater efficiency to everything they do. So that is 5% greater efficiency to the fastest food source in the game, the best man-at-arms in feudal age. That's where the games have ended a lot, Dave.
Dude, see, this is an example of being so stubborn, not double deer pushing. Leary had them lined up perfectly, and then he sat in the middle of both of them and spread them apart so he could push them in one at a time.
I mean, there is a slight argument, because if you kill the deer too fast, there's technically some decay and stuff.
Yeah, but not on I think on a map like this, you want to be looking. You want to be out there with the scout. And there's extra deer on the outside you can push in as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So Vikings have their own eco bonuses, which we normally would consider the best eco bonuses in the game. Free wheelbarrow right when you hit feudal. So that should help. I actually think the one thing that it helps with is actually fleeing an attack from man-at-arms, because your villagers have the speed.
Getting to that tower sooner, running away from a wood line or something.
Yeah.
Can really, really help.
It's just amazing, though, how high the level's been between these two. But it's going to come down to the barracks here for Hera. It's absolutely going to happen. I think he did an 18-pop build, no loom, in his semifinal. And I see the barracks here. I think it'll be the same. But I almost think, obviously it's good to hit with man-at-arms very quickly. But I think sometimes you can stretch your resources too thin, and then you don't have the numbers you want, and then you can't get, double bit axe, and you can't get armor, so... Honestly, more than the timing on the initial attack, I think what I like about the Romans is just how strong their mid-feudal is with once the armor is in and once you have 6 or 7 units out.
What do you think about Leary just playing wall into archer and no infantry himself with Vikings here?
Well, I love it because it's Leary. I think you would need to wall small wall and not incorporate a lot of houses. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you incorporate the houses, you'll lose your houses. So just small wall. I actually don't hate just walking back and forth to get enough gold to go for the first 2 archers and not even building the mining camp.
This is something I haven't seen other people do, which I really like. So the deer is slightly slower collection rate than the fish, but Leary is pushing all the deer into that mill area. He's going to take it with the villagers, and then that fish around that mill, if you're going to wall it off, is going to last you a whole lot longer.
True.
Because you're taking the deer early.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen people do that. That's really nice.
This is definitely, this is kind of what we were saying, right? You just walk. Your eco's so at the limit, you just walk to the gold. You don't even build a mining camp. They're both doing it. Hera would prefer to get the mill up on the fish. It's militia as well for Leary, so that answers that question.
Okay.
And what I skipped over was Vikings do get additional HP on their infantry. So I don't know how many viewers out there could tell us who wins. Romans versus Vikings, full upgrades in feudal. Maybe it's very close because of the additional HP.
It's what, 45 to 54 or something? It's 40 to 44 in Dark Age. It doesn't take effect in Dark Age anymore. It used to.
No, but it'll come in a second. I don't know, dude. I have too much going on in my brain right now.
Starting in feudal age, 20% HP starting in feudal age.
Yeah. Which would be in 15 seconds for Leary.
Yeah.
He does have loom. That's actually the difference between these timings, is Hera didn't get loom. And Hera will want any engagement he can. That's a really nice start on the scout. And he's got man-at-arms on the way. Oh, this could be bad for Leary. A lot of people tower here, Dave. There it
There's
is.
the tower for Leary. He's got a lot of villagers building it. 48 HP on each of these militia. Men-at-Arms upgrade is 30 seconds away, but these Men-at-Arms do not have the armor yet as Romans, so normally you'd feel pretty bad taking this fight if you're Leary, but he's not even going to lose a villager here yet.
What? And does he kill the
And
scout as well?
Pretty good fight as well. He's hunting it down, doesn't get it, but that is the weakest army I've ever seen. That's 3 out of the total of 90 HP left on the scout and the men-at-arms over there for Hera. Holy cow.
Guess what? That 1 HP is good enough for an auto scout, baby. Hera can scout the map. That's not bad. Hera will be happy with that trade.
This is like the army you get in that Joan of Arc campaign where they're like, yeah, we're sending support.
Wait, dude,
two guys jump out of
the villager, though. The villager's 1 hit.
Oh, man.
The villager's 5 HP. Hera doesn't take the risk.
Yeah, but villagers attack faster than the scout. He would have died.
Yeah, that's funny. Hera attacks the deer. Hera will bring in more men-at-arms. He does get the armor upgrade. I mean, that is an example right there of a fight that everyone else loses. Like, that villager micro was insane from Leary. It was perfect. He was totally out-teched. And also the efficiency for his eco has been smooth. He hasn't had the idle TC time. He will fall back with the archer to move to the hill. But he didn't actually make any more infantry here, Dave. It's just archers, which is surprising to me.
Well, you clear the first little group of it, right? Do you need the infantry?
If Hera adds skirms, you need
add
something.
it later.
Yeah, you can add it later. Issue is he's never really been to Hera's base. He doesn't know what Hera will switch into, but history would tell you Hera's going to go skirms. So I think once you see this first skirm, which you'll see now you go for man-at-arms, and now you can justify going into range units. Or melee units, sorry. But if
you might just try and micro that down if he can.
Yeah.
He's got fletching. There's no armor here for Hera. He's got the hill as well, so he's going to push it away. He's going to stay on this wood line as long as he can. Still no men-at-arms in the queue. He's making skirms himself. I don't love that.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have resources. And maybe he's planning towards Castle Age. But you can be so punished on this map trying to get to Castle Age, man. Even the wood line's a problem. And that tower is not going to be enough to defend your food eco long term. You would need multiple. Leary's the type of guy who will say, okay, I've got fletching on archers. I could just out-micro you. But the second Hera gets armor on the skirms, the archers are only doing 1 damage a hit. The skirms become tanky enough where we might see Hera just run at Leary.
Yep. Leary's really trying to take advantage of that hill. And he knows, like, even with the 5% from Romans, he does have wheelbarrow on all of his villagers. Hera doesn't have that. So he's got a decent economy behind this as long as Hera doesn't break through.
Maybe it's just me, but that score lead for Hera definitely adds to the confidence. Definitely makes you feel good. That is
points.
just a scout scouting around the map, but that's just more reasons for Leary to doubt his decisions here, as he is... I guess he's thinking, I can't fight Roman infantry, which we're not familiar with. We haven't seen it, and he just needs to go Castle Age. But dude, if he's going to try and go Castle Age, he needs a tower or something. Like another tower, that is. Take the stone on the outside. Like
He's incredibly comfortable in this position. Considering what's knocking at the door here, he looks so comfy.
Is this what comfort looks like, or is this what complete and utter panic looks like? I can't tell.
Let's see.
I don't know. He's going to run away, go to another wood line.
He's going to a very far wood line.
Yep.
Very far wood line.
He's housed. So, you know, now Hera's taken out the house. He's now losing the archer range. At any point in time, Hera can stop production, and then Hera could probably have a good Castle Age time as well. But there goes Leary.
And now he's getting it onto the fish. Hera. Wheelbarrow will help. These villagers run away. Leary is on the way to the Castle Age somehow. He has not lost a villager, but neither has Hera. The KD is somehow still only 5-5. That first fight is where we got our only battle of the game, essentially. Everything else has just been Hera trying to push, Leary trying to defend, and now Leary's archer range is going to go down.
Yeah, and
Yikes.
At what point does Hera say, I know what you're doing, and just dives in for the tower? I feel like that moment could be coming soon here. And there he goes. He spreads his units out.
Extremely soon.
Yeah.
Wall there from Leary. Another wall there. That's clutch. But there's still opportunities for the men-at-arms to hit. Leary's going to fight the skirms. He can't fight the men-at-arms with that double armor. And his skirmishers are running away. I don't know what Castle Age is going to get Leary here.
Nah, it doesn't get him anything. It's just not the play. I think, honestly, Vikings, having not seen Vikings before, clearly, at least with the draft and the strategy, this wasn't
stable.
Really the priority for Leary in the
Knights.
series. It's going to end with Viking Knights? Viking Knights?
Harris still hasn't killed the Vil.
True.
Wheelbarrow, bro.
True.
Wheelbarrow. He still hasn't even killed the Vil. Look at the reds collected. It's so kind of close.
Yeah, that's...
Maybe we just see a full Huang here from
yeah,
from
idle your
Viking
TCs.
Knights.
Don't produce any more Vils. Go full Knights. Yep.
Double stable Knights, and Hera hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah. Hera hasn't clicked up yet. That's crazy, Hera. It felt like Hera killed 10 Vils. Just with how much map control he's taken. Leary will go back to the fish on the left.
He sees the stable.
Okay. And Hera will know it's going to be Knights. Nice quick walls from Leary. My God. He's going to be housed. He can't produce the Knights because he's going to be housed, but he'll produce another house here quickly. And the Knights are on the way.
Still hasn't lost a Vil, dude. He's going to lose his blacksmith, though. Hera's killing everything here.
Well, that's fine because I don't think you're depending on upgrades on the Knights. You're depending on the numbers right now. And you need to get to Hera's base quickly. Hera has to do everything he can to damage control this. He's walling up his wood line.
In the north. Bill's in the north. The skirms are there. Leary notices.
Handcart, baby.
Away. He's got handcart. He's zooming. He's zooming.
Hey, they're 0.01 faster, bro. They can do this all day. All day. And the Knights are up on Hera's shorefish. And Hera will lose the Vil.
Fish again. Keep moving. Hera lost the first villager of the game. Leary is running away again. He still hasn't lost a Vil.
What? I can't believe what I'm witnessing, dude. Viking Knights are some of the worst Knights in the game long term. So it's not a unit that you would typically see here, but Leary, again, his unit control, his micro, he's kept the villagers alive again. Hera's still 60 seconds away from Castle Age, and now Hera's panicking a little bit. Oh my God, dude, can he do this? This would be crazy.
This would be wild, bro. He spent most of his time running around. Holy cow.
I mean, I'm wondering what Hera's army comp's going to be. You'd think it's going to be like pikemen or longswords. His man-at-arms are very weak. So if Leary actually takes a fight against that and clears that before it's upgraded, it could be huge here. Hera's fighting back with villagers against the Knights right now. That's how unscared he is. Nice play, and then he garrisons right away.
Yeah, and he's got the +2 armor on the spearman as well, so Leary doesn't really want to fight that and lose Knight HP.
Yeah.
Gonna do it anyway, outside of the range of the tower. He's fighting a 1v1 with a spear on the other side as well. Hera's trying to mask that stuff up. He hasn't been on the fish, but he still has a lot of food in the bank, and he's on the berries on the outside, too. That's a nice find from Hera.
I mean, we still have plenty of fish for Leary. He hasn't, it's not like he left it permanently. There's not a big man-at-arm army left to upgrade here if you're Hera.
Reiterate for everybody, the Eco KD is 1-0 in favor of Leary.
Hey, it feels like an important reminder. Thank you very much. And normally it'd be us repeating ourselves.
Handcart and wheelbarrow.
Look, he's just insane
on this map, dude.
He's just insane. Look at the micro.
And he's killing everything. Oh my God, the whole army from Hera is gone.
Listen, guys, as we've said many times while watching both of these players this season, the same rules of AoE2 do not apply, okay?
No.
So it's a completely different world for them. Going Viking Knights here, everything that Leary has tried is just a no, okay? It's just a no. And there's a hole in the Hera's wood line. You're kidding me.
There's a hole.
What?
And he has to run.
What?
And he doesn't have wheelbarrow and
He's
handcart.
so slow.
He's so slow.
Oh my God. The upgrade's actually insane. What is happening? There's still the Knight on the outside as well from Leary. Hera's still okay. Hera's got Roman pikemen now. I mean, pikemen should be insane against Viking Knights. Viking Knights don't get bloodlines. They're so bad. Love the micro there from Leary. Actually turns around with the Knight immediately, Dave. Immediately kills the Vilt, runs away on the outside.
Dude, 7-0 Eco KD. He's catching up now. In terms of res collected, Hera was very far ahead for a long time. The Knight does go down at the edge. The back. Another TC coming up from Hera. If Leary can sneak a TC up at some point,
Yeah.
could be good. He also has the second wood upgrade already, and Hera doesn't even have the first wood upgrade.
Hera
doesn't even
needs
have double bit axe.
Hera needs to find these areas. Where's that auto scout when you need him? He needs to find these villagers that are on these mills that are just standing out there. But he's just been stunned, I think, that this has turned into the game it has. And he's got to brace himself. And it's kind of what Hera did to Leary to win the previous game. He was the one fighting. Hera!
Can't get the quick wall. Can't get the quick wall.
Wow, that was close.
But he does get a conversion on the knight, and he walls off his monk on the other side. Leary's just sitting underneath the TC. Only 3 villagers inside of that, and 2 more villagers going down on the outside. Make it 3, actually, and a monk. The knights come in from the back. The knights are over on the fish again, near the tower. A couple pikemen chasing.
I mean, food eco for Hera is kind of rough right now, Dave. Kind of rough. And he never got the full upgrades on the pikes. Are these pikes even good enough to beat the knights right now? Leary runs away again. Again, those knights, dead for anybody else. Those 2 knights might go back home to heal up for Leary.
Yep. I mean, I don't know who's more confused as to how Leary's in this position, me or him at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's worked. You just have to start settling into the game. I think the all-in potential has almost left here for killing off Hera. You have to try and match his eco now because he's got the second TC coming up. Never mind, we've got Mangonels on the front doing more damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you were saying, because I think he disagrees. He's going for +2 attack on the knights, and yet again, another follow-up. You don't expect the Viking siege push. You don't expect the Viking knights. It's continuous here from Leary. He wants to, if he's going down in this game, if he's going down at all, he wants to go down with his micro while fighting, and that attack round is so sick.
Sick.
Also, monks are waiting underneath the TC. Hera will know about that. He's got the light cav in the group for a reason.
Leary lost to Vil. Leary lost to villager. 28 minutes and 15 seconds. Leary lost to villager.
Oh, well, GG, I guess. Might as well tap out.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. Hey, he was doing so well.
For Leary on the stone.
Well, now we are scaling a little bit. I think we still have a massive fight happening, but now that he's got the second TC with that much food, we're scaling. Hera's already transitioning to farms, and Hera, for as frustrating as it might have been for him to not kill those villagers, how is he not dead on the other side is my question, because there's been so much aggression.
A lot of losses.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think he's going to take more.
Finding those berries at the back was huge for Hera. Little thing, but he got kicked off all the fish, and he still kept his food income high. And now he's got the TC back there as well, as he needs to run from this wood line. He's got all those monks! Be careful, dude! Be careful!
Yeah. Oh, man. And the micro from Leary is so good, but at the same time, Hera's quick walls are good, and the monks are still behind the town center.
No! What a shot from Leary! 6 vills down, I think.
Roman monks. Not very good unit. It's not a unit you ever want to plan for. I think they do get redemption, but they do not get sanctity, which means that they will get flattened by these mangonels. And Leary's micro continues to be insane. Kills off a knight. And can he watch him save the mangonels? Watch him get in front here.
Yeah, he's gonna save him. He's gonna save him. Yeah, that knight.
Oh, knight's trapped.
His body blocked.
Knight's actually body blocked. Oh my god. Hera's probably again like, are you kidding me? Scouts could start moving forward for Leary. He's adding them for the monks. He's starting to boom now, and he goes for the third
KD
TC.
64 to 23 in favor of Leary.
Yeah, it's just engagements. It's just engagements.
Nice dodge there from Hera on the attack ground.
Famous Leary quote. He goes, "You don't lose fights, you don't lose the game." There you go. That's what this is. And he backs away with the scouts. He's going to start taking down the stables.
Oh, if he could get those knights on the right over near the villagers of Hera, oh man, that's a lot of damage.
Dave, Hera is so shocked by this, but he can't continue this cycle. You can't use your knights defensively. You got to get into some areas of Leary's eco and make him work. But easy for us to say, because we know it's exposed, and he doesn't, because he's just been so far behind.
Oh, the light cav come around, but Hera knew they were coming, and he only loses 1 monk. Man, those knights on the right, Tristan. There were so many villagers over there. If Leary had paid attention, the game could be over right now. But, I mean, he's not perfect, and Hera's being very, very sneaky with his eco expansion as well.
Yeah, he is. And the sieges go down. And Hera kind of like game number 1 there for a moment. Uses the mobility. He's got the worst army, but he uses the mobility to just stay away from the siege. And 60 villagers for him. Would love to see Wheelbarrow come in because his opponent's on handcart.
Leary coming in on the right side now, finally using the knights. He's got the knights on the left as well. He could find a lot of villager kills here against Hera on the right. If Hera's paying attention on the left, and he's finding them.
Oh, man.
He's definitely finding them.
Yeah, he is. And he's aware. Hera's not aware because Hera's defending. And I just don't know if it's enough defense, Dave. There's more army coming in from Leary through the middle. The Lycav killed the monk.
God.
Hera's garrisoned again. Hera's being completely gutted by Viking knights.
Just over and over and over again. 26 villagers lost now. He's losing more under the TC. There's not enough room.
Hera doesn't know what to do. And all he's making is some monks, and he's adding villagers here. This was one of the most convincing civs. The Romans, most convincing player on the map with the civ the entire season. I didn't see Vikings once. And obviously, if you listen to our cast, we questioned it heavily. But I'm not, hey, next time I'm playing Vikings, I'm not making archers. I'm going for knights,
Making
dude.
knights, dude.
Yep.
Just make knights, yeah. I mean, he is only 8 vills ahead, though. Like, Hera's
Which
done a
is crazy.
phenomenal job.
Which is crazy.
Keeping these villagers coming out.
Yeah.
Always queuing.
And he needs...
Now Hera's going for a little counter raid with a light cav. Kills a second villager.
But it's not just that, right? Like, there's knights out as well. And this is where it's maybe clicking for Hera. Like, he's got to do something to make Leary react. Hera loses a couple monks underneath the TC. He's also losing villagers. They're both taking losses. But yeah, finally Hera gets a counterattack. This is huge.
Yeah, good raid over there. Just make it messy. Make it as messy as possible. That was Leary's objective first. Now it's kind of Hera's objective as he tries to angle his way back into this game. But, I mean, handcart is going crazy for even like a 75 villager economy.
Yeah.
They've just been propping up Leary this entire time. Wheelbarrow and handcart. The speed for getting away and saving all those vills, and then the eco bonuses of it as well.
I got to ask Leary at some point, win or lose the series, what percentage would he have given himself at the start of Castle Age? Because it was... I know he had saved the vills, but it wasn't looking good. He couldn't have been confident, but he's played perfect to get here. Hera has to play perfect to turn it around. We are getting longer into the game. Hera gets 2 conversions, and we do have to start to think about how these civs scale, and I think the Romans are superior.
Vikings, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Leary's going to try and make a switch away. He's going into pikemen. He's adding a 2nd and 3rd barracks. And he's adding in another TC, but he's got to keep up like these raids. He's got to keep a Hera busy at his base, and there's still plenty of areas to get value.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you don't raid Hera for a second, and then he starts to really put his foot on the gas here.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta say, Leary has gained a lot of vision over the map when he had no scout, right? Like, the fact that he could see all these additional stones and golds, and that's on his mind is nice. For the time being as well, Hera doesn't have a single armor upgrade on his knights. So his knights, even though they have bloodlines, are way worse than Leary's.
He might not realize that, actually.
It's been a long
He's
time.
been taking knight v knight fights for a long time.
I think Hera really counts on the monks, just equalizing the numbers there, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Leary's been really good about sniping the monks one at a time with the light cap, though. Let's see if he can get these ones. He's going to get one. Can he get the second one?
Light cap wanted, he wanted to be blue so bad. I hate it when my units are like that. You could just tell, but monk pays the price anyways. 17 knights for Leary. I see rams in queue somewhere. And that's through the middle again. So he wants to put hard push through the middle, which makes sense. If you have the pikemen as well, put them in the rams. Very difficult for Hera.
This army is getting a little dangerous here for Leary. Hera realizes he doesn't have that armor upgrade, but if we have a big pikeman army with rams coming through with the knights to support...
Hera's got to drop a castle right now.
Yes, Hera needs some sort of defensive building here.
Yeah, he sees the flag, which is tell number 1. He sees the pikemen, which is tell number 2. This is a siege pike push. I'd like to see Hera buy a castle right now. Here comes the fight. Pikemen going first.
Yeah, they soak the conversions. It's not the worst thing. He gets a knight back that was converted from before. He snipes a monk as well. Leary is pushing in, and it's Leary's castle forward as Hera is going Scorpion. That's not going to be enough to deny the castle.
I mean, bit of a roadblock here. Hera's blocking the way with his knights. The Rams are coming in for the siege workshop, though. Yeah, Leary's castle's going up, man. There's nothing Hera can really do about that. He can't win this fight. The units are stacked up there. If his units are engaging and Leary's are bumping, Hera can maybe win the fight.
Oh, but the knights come through from Leary. The Scorpion is getting huge damage in there. It's not enough, though. It's not enough. The castle's going to go up. The pikemen are coming in. He snipes some of the monks. Hera manages to save one of them. The Rams take out the siege workshop. Leary is pushing into Hera's base, and Hera needs to fall back.
I'm wondering where will Hera build his castle now, because I don't think it's acceptable to build a defensive castle anymore.
He's
already
building it
lost too much
aggressively,
ground.
right on Leary's face, and Leary walls it off with the house, dude.
Yeah, he walls it off with a house. Hera's villagers will have to make another decision. They might also be spotted. Hera does end up winning the fight there. There's other things happening as well.
Leary's got to be curious. He's walling over here. He can't track this. He knows Hera wants the castle. He knows he wants it.
Well, I don't know if he knows it's a castle or if he thinks the army's on the way, but he is walling. Berserks would actually be really good here. Hera's losing ground right now. He's losing villagers. Will we get to game 7?
The perfect castle spot, but Leary's just walling up everywhere. He wants to deny the placement.
Yeah, it's working. And Hera will have to place the castle there.
Hera's base too. Yeah, that's not the place he wants. He can't even range the TC. It's still going to be dangerous for Leary because there's all those knights there. But he can send the pikemen over, and the Rams are still cooking all the buildings in Hera's base right now.
Yeah, but you gotta... This is where we see players with pikemen make some mistakes. Because you can't push underneath a castle with pikemen. You can't push a town center with pikemen. Those Rams are not protected. Everything fell apart here for Leary. He wasn't able to keep his units together. He needs to keep his units together with the main push. And he needs to have enough to defend here. Big attack round there. I'd like to see Leary go... Both players go imp.
Yeah, and Leary... I'd even like to see Leary, like, buy a couple hundred stone for a castle on this other side of the middle as well.
But I wouldn't even give any power to Hera's castle. Like, Hera's castle's a whatever castle. That doesn't protect anything. That doesn't pressure anything of importance.
Hit for both, 3 seconds apart.
Of course. Dave, like, how is this still a game? How are we not interviewing Hera right now because Hera smashed him in feudal? How are we not, in game 7 because Hera should be dead? I mean, this should not be a game anymore. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's a pretty standard transition here for Hera into legionaries. They feel really good against the Vikings.
I think where both players have to shift their focus is controlling these stones and golds. There's stones and golds everywhere. There's outposts coming up from both.
I mean, an aggressive castle from Leary.
Is that a castle you place when you think you have the better late game civ? I would argue no.
That's a castle you place when you've got Rams full of infantry coming over in that area, though.
Yeah, true.
Hera's going to go for the castle there. If Leary sees that, he's got the army.
Yeah.
He can deny that and then place his own.
Hera's knights are getting healed.
Longswords here. Longswords from Hera, seeing the villagers coming forward.
The longsword's going to be good enough. The berserks are pretty solid here. Leary's backing up. I don't think Leary would have played with Viking berserks that frequently. That is a lot of longswords. The Rams are coming in. Leary likes to start to the engagement. He's like, all right. He doesn't have full armor yet. Very unlikely this castle goes down for Hera, though. He's got enough army coming. He's got the villagers. I think the Rams and the pikemen will be a bit of a waste.
Missing that armor upgrade really hurt Hera. He took some really bad trades there.
Yeah, but again, Hera will complete the castle. He'll bring some units over. He can use the villagers to attack. He does take some losses here. This is really messy. But at the same time, Hera's gotten some good raids in Leary's eco.
And Leary doesn't know what to do. Like, he's getting the second cav armor.
He doesn't know what to go for.
Vikings.
He doesn't know what to go for. He's hit a wall.
Yeah.
Mentally, he's hit a wall. I think, like, Elite Berserk is the best thing you can try. But Hera has held on unbelievably well. And yes, pure infantry should lead towards the Roman Scorpions as well. And Roman Scorpions are another thing that the Vikings have to worry about.
It's so tough for Leary to go range units here as well because he has none of the techs. It's going to be such a slow...
It would take a long time.
...transition, and it's such an open game right now. So where do you even, like, prioritize production of them? Like, where do you use them?
And you also have to go, if your military unit is likely the Berserk, you kind of need to go Trebs now. So if anything, I'd like to see Leary go champion. Play champion. Viking champions still have bonuses. You can then produce military to support your trebs. That's the core issue at the moment. And I think Hera's, I mean, he's taking down a town center on the right. He's pressuring a castle on the left. If Hera starts to secure the rest of the map while this is happening, this gets really difficult for Leary. And I think Vikings drop off hard.
Damn, dude. How is Hera not dead right now?
I know. It's crazy. Nice click walls from Hera. But, you know, you say that, but also there's been multiple instances in some of these games. I think back to game number 1 and now this game, where it's the matchup is just slightly better for Hera in terms of tech options once you reach the Imperial Age. It's always so important if the level's going to be close. And I like that fight for Hera.
That's an uphill fight for Leary. Good fight for Hera.
The trebs will go down for Leary.
The castle's not doing that much damage. The trebs are going to go down. The castle's probably going to go down. Is he pushing on the other side? Not really. He's just getting elite berserk right now.
He ran out of ideas on what to do. The knights got him the lead, but he wasn't certain. He gets elite berserk, but it's so far from the situation you want if you have elite berserks. You want your castles together. You don't want to be trebbed. Hera's going to see berserks, and Hera's going to be like, oh, amazing, because I know exactly where that next castle is, and I can treb that down too.
Leary does have 61 on food right now. So he does have a fantastic eco. And we're basically split on map control right across the middle, dude.
If berserks are good enough. Yeah, I wonder, because I haven't seen the engagement myself, if he can get enough berserks.
Legionaries are slightly better, just cost effectively, and way easier to produce, right?
Yeah.
But there's 4 castles for Leary.
Oh, it's 18 attack against, like, 13 right now. Hera's missing attack upgrades.
But there's a bunch of hidden bonuses there for the legionaries.
Yeah. Let's see.
Now the berserks are kind of cooking here a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think before he didn't have a lead. And
he's got the Centurion now over there to help him out.
Hera's
Probably
also
necessary to always have one of those in the mix.
Hera's also if he's got a problem where if he loses the fights, then his trebs just get sniped. Because we're talking melee units. So he loses the treb right there. He could lose another one
for both players.
Yep.
We saw it earlier for Leary. It's very similar matchup in some ways, right? They don't get any gunpowder whatsoever. They don't really have any fast mobile range units. It's just infantry.
Little raid from Hera here. Leary thinks that's walled up. That could be 10 villager snipes. Man, so much gold. How long does Hera resist the urge to go for light cav or to go for... Oh, God, he's going to lose the treb to villagers? No. But how long does Hera resist the urge to go for scorpions, too? Like, scorpions should be very good here.
Once again, open map. Scorpions, where are you massing them up?
Yeah, it's tough to know. Tough to know. They're so slow.
Side, right? They have no mobility, yeah.
And both players could use fletching. Both players could use upgrades for their castles. Leary's losing his castle in the middle. 37 berserks. Hera's actually making Centurions here. So Centurions are a very good unit, but they're expensive. But Hera does have 39 on gold.
Centurions are extremely powerful. I think, like, you just make them to support your... Because they have that boosting effect on the infantry, right? So you make them to support your legionaries.
Ah, man, Hera has lost a lot of trebs, Dave. Like, when you know there's berserks, I think there's big reason to just wall up. Like, bring a Vil, wall in the trebuchets. Make it complicated for your opponent.
Coming in here.
They are.
In the middle of Hera's base. That's a big army for Leary if he could get in the back. Hera has gotten some really good raids. Leary is still producing villagers, but Hera's still killing them. He's got the Centurions in the back, so Leary has to stay on top of that. Hera, on the other side, also has to stay on top of that, because there is a wall of berserks heading towards his eco, and he's panicking a castle right now.
Bro, they're angry. They're angry, man. They're so angry. I mean, it's a gutsy play from Leary, but he obviously lost control over the game, and so he's got to go for it. Hera's going to go for it, too, for the repair villagers underneath the castle. Panic castles needed from Hera everywhere. Panic upgrades needed. I have no clue what this means. I don't know who this is better for.
I don't know. Leary's everywhere, and Hera's eco at the back, but Hera's got villagers garrison. Leary also lost a bunch of vills to a Centurion in the back, and now Hera's pushing through the middle, but the berserks are still there. Can the legionaries break this? If Leary wins that fight, he goes right after that Treb again.
Maybe we had it all wrong. Like, maybe the Legionaries are just not good enough, and the Berserks actually melt. The Berserks seem to be wrecking. They'll take down the town center.
Doing well.
They'll go for the
They're
Vils.
doing well.
I mean, there's...
Eco Kennedy is almost even now.
I mean, they've both taken big raids. The thing that hasn't changed is Hera still has castles. Hera still has the Vil count. And Hera is getting some counter raids. And the castle for Leary is likely to go down in the middle if he doesn't get units over there.
Leary needs to replace his Vils. He's almost at 100 Vils right now.
They both think they're dead.
He's killing some more Legionaries under the TC. They're both very confused on what's happening here.
Yeah, they definitely both think they're dying. It's very close. They've dipped down to 130 pop. Unbelievable raid there from Leary.
3 villagers for both.
Wow,
Holy
and he saves
cow.
saves the castle. He saves the castle.
Oh, wow. What? I looked away from that.
Yeah, he
for
saves
sure
it.
That thing was going down. Like I said, if he wins the fight against the infantry, you just snipe the Treb, right? There's no support for it whatsoever.
Kind of funny, but he is also attacking Hera's castle, and Hera doesn't have murder holes.
Yeah.
And he took down 1,000 HP, so...
I mean, that's also a great TC over there from Leary in between everything.
Well, we'll see how long it stays. We'll see how long it stays up, but that's where I think Hera has a slight lead. Is just gold coverage. There's a lot of golds around the map. I'm noticing the town centers and the castles seem to be stacked a bit better for Hera there. But it is 63 on food for Leary as he goes for another TC with the Berserks.
Yeah, he's got his eco back to a good level. Hera's at 114 villagers as well. They're both over there. I think a little bit more map control for Hera overall.
Oh, trebuchet for Hera. This has been a problem. Bad time controlling the trebuchets. But to be honest, it's a weird one.
It's take out that castle. Murder Holes is coming in for Hera now.
Yeah.
Is it going to be in time?
Well, they made it. They made murder holes research faster, which I think they did for the noobs. But the noobs already had murder holes, so actually this helps someone who's very much not a noob, and that'll save Hera's castle a little bit, anyways. But I think
it should live. Yeah, it should live.
Yeah, murder holes is huge, and you can't be losing your military there. So Leary has to back off. But dude, he's got 50 berserks. At what point do you say screw it? I don't care about your murder holes.
Hera's eco upgrades have been in shambles. The fact he's only getting handcard, he doesn't have the second wood upgrade, he doesn't have a second farm upgrade yet.
Yeah.
Only the stone mining upgrade. Like Leary's got all of that stuff. He doesn't have any of the mining
Leary's got 15 on wood, which is not enough to reseed farms and not enough to make trebs and everything. He's just going full berserk. Full berserk. The Viking dream. Not a single scorpion for Hera. Also, did not get the unique tech yet, which gives the train faster and charge attack to the Centurion. So there are upgrades that Hera can get here, and now they go in for the attack. Big stack there from Leary. Units kind of glide on through there, but with what we're seeing here, I think the numbers are there for Leary.
Yeah, he's feasting. It's pretty rare to see Hera trickle in trebs like this from the right side as well. Not something he usually does, but there's nothing to support them, and he's just hoping Leary's not noticing that.
Yeah.
He's hoping Leary's paying attention on the other side.
Oh,
Leary is raiding the eco again. Hera's losing villagers once more, but he still has more vills than Leary.
Dude, Leary's done such an incredible job with the raids. It's just always different groups. It's not just one, it's multiple. And now he's bringing his own trebs.
And he saved the castle on the right side. I don't think he can. I don't think he notices. No, he does now.
Sees it now.
Repair.
Hera has nothing
in the
there.
middle he could send out for that.
No walls, no gates, nothing. Just hoping that Leary will not notice. And well, in the end, it'll work out. And big fight on the other side now. Centurions are in the mix. They will go for the trap. And not enough berserks,
bro. Yep. They're just not in the right spot. Hera's got a way more consistent unit in terms of like buildings to produce from.
Yeah.
They come out of the barracks, right? They're I think slightly cheaper. Well, I know they're cheaper than the berserks. And even if they lose 1-to-1, like overall.
If you were to ask me after this game who wins, berserks or centurions, I'd have no answer. I have no clue. I think it's 50-50 and might come back to exactly what you said. Just like one you produce from a castle, one you produce from a barracks. But I mean, it can get better for Hera if he gets the unique tech. What a game.
He's moving out with those two trebs on the right again. He's looking to snipe that castle over there. He's taking risks with those, right?
The golds on the left for Leary. I've been looking at that all game. If he loses that, where can he take gold? Where is he taking it? It can't be many areas right now. I'm not seeing it.
I still got the Trebs, Hera. On the right side, Leary hasn't dealt with it. He's paying attention to the left. That's where one of his golds are. That's where the main army from Hera is, but he hasn't taken out this freaking Treb, and if he loses castles, he can't make berserks.
I'm gonna assume Leary notices it now, but we were expecting the other castle to stay up. I guess Leary will Treb down Hera's castle, but Leary, you need your castles. He doesn't notice. 2 castles down. Yep. Those Trebs are the MVPs. And there's the unique tech
coming in as well. Yep. Finally afford it. 61 berserks from Leary.
Well, Hera should wait, right? He should wait. The upgrade comes in 15 seconds. If he loses this fight, because he doesn't wait, it's a weird choke point there, especially with the infantry stack. Now he gets a charge attack. So the first attack is much stronger, and now he goes in. I'm going to assume Hera wins the finals right here. And Leary's units are stuck. A lot
of units not attacking for Leary.
Leary's units are stuck, and he panics. He tries to fix it.
33 berserks in there. And the berserks are bumping now. Hera's at more legionaries. He has the centurions boosting. And I think it's kind of going to be a full reset on this side, but that benefits Hera way more than Leary.
Hera has gold. I think Leary is struggling for gold. I don't know where he's taking it, but it cannot be a lot. And there were raids from Leary on the side, but it's so much easier, Dave. Just zoom out and click the amount of barracks right now for Hera. He's got 8. Honestly, it could be way more than that. I thought it was going to be like 15, but now they train faster too with that tech. 50% faster production. Hera... just unbelievable. It's one of the best wins he's ever had. One of the best games we've honestly ever cast together because of how it's played out. Just so difficult to kill. Unbelievable performance.
He's doing all of the little things that you need to do to win a game like this. Like, he lost so much in Castle Age, but he kept his TCs running.
Yeah.
He kept them working. And he's still doing it, right? He's still at 130 villagers. Even though he didn't have the eco upgrades early, he just overcompensated by making more and more villagers, just keeping his eco clean. And now he's clearing up all the berserks, and I think we'll expect a call here from Leary pretty soon. Hera coming back from dead in this game.
Yeah, truly. And I think we're seeing Leary stunned. Can't believe it. It's happened again. Hera is the champion of Titans League Season 5. An amazing performance and an amazing final. And obviously gutted for Leary because this has happened before. But these are the clear number 1 and number 2 in the world right now. There's no question. It's unbelievable to watch these two play the game.
Yeah, the timings are so similar, right? It's the smallest little things that propel them ahead. And I think Hera stayed in this game because he had confidence that his Civ was good at the end of the day. Like in post-imp, very late game against Vikings, Romans are going to be good. So if he can get himself there to Legionary, he'll be pretty comfortable. Leary made him work for it, though. I still can't believe he didn't lose a villager for the first 28 minutes. Really impressive performance.
I mean, yeah, you're exactly right. And I think there was a clear moment in this game when Leary hit a mental wall. It was kind of like, oh no, what do I do, right? Where do I place the castles? What do I play? Ultimately, Berserks were okay. But yeah, man, like, Vikings haven't been played on this map for maybe a reason. I think it's sad for Berserk fans. They're great units, but or they're legendary units, but they're just not nearly as strong as some of the options some of the other civs out there have. Yeah, that was one of the greatest comebacks Hera's had, holding on there. I don't know how he loses like 60 vills and still competes. Still even behind like 8K res, but I guess he took the good engagements. Well played. What a final, man. So viewers, we're going to interview Hera here, hear his thoughts. We'll have plenty of questions now. Dave and I will hop over to the interview room. Hera, how are you feeling, especially with how you won that game, man? How are your energy levels? Talk me through it. Holy.
Hello. I'm feeling great, and I just want to say first and foremost that I think Leary brought an amazing form today, so well played to him. Respect for the performance. GG's. That last game especially was crazy. I feel absolutely buzzed from it, and I think it was a great final, so I'm feeling happy, a bit drained, but happy nonetheless. Yeah,
I can imagine being drained. That was unreal. We're drained. And I think almost a little speechless at how the whole game played out, but we'll get to it. Hera, was there anything that you prepared draft-wise, anything that you thought of coming into this? Leary, obviously, you both played a lot of games. there's some tendencies that you could look to throughout the whole season. Anything in mind, draft-wise or like map-wise, that you thought would be important today to like have that extra win or two to win the final?
Yeah, so basically, I woke up at 3 a.m. yesterday because I was actually thinking about the finals, and I spent 3 hours from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. preparing GOTS against Vietnamese on Valley, and I ended up losing that one because I got lamed and I just got destroyed. Honestly, it was like so unfortunate. And I was just so sad because I had such a good plan. I spent 3 hours on it. I only spent time on that, and everything else nothing. Like everything else was just like what I already knew. And it got me a loss. I'm very happy with that.
I
Very
guess
happy with the preparation
I
time.
guess your opponent didn't steal your board, right?
Yeah, my opponent God bless his heart. He was 1700. It was one of my Patreon guys. I just wanted to play a game at 3 a.m. And so I brought him in. I was like, yo, this strat's insane. Like, it's going to work against Leary for sure. Bam, Leary steals the board 2 sheep. And it's cooked. It's absolutely cooked. I was so frustrated, man. I was like, nothing's working, you know? It is what it is.
That's
All
funny.
good.
That's funny. My God.
All right. So, Hera, I think this is like, how many S tiers in a row is it? 14, 15?
I'm not sure. I think 15.
Don't pretend like
Don't
you
pretend
don't know.
like you don't know.
Swear,
Don't pretend like you don't
know.
know. Stop it.
I swear, I know
Hey,
that's the
Tristan,
thing to
after
do.
14, they all just become a blur, bro.
Yeah, true. It's like after 30, you don't even after 30 years old, you don't even count how old you are anymore.
Yeah, dude, I swear I don't want to be that guy. You know, like I don't know, just trying to play it cool. I swear I don't know. It's 15, 16, or 14. One of those numbers.
One of those numbers.
But
Okay.
I was counting at first, and then after it was just like they come fast, to be honest.
So, you've played Leary in a lot of those finals, and we'll get into the game soon, but you mentioned when we came in here that he was playing at a really high level today, and he deserves all the credit. And I think Tristan and I both agree with you because we've watched a lot of Leary. Where does this Leary rank in terms of the ones you've played before in finals matchups?
This is one of the better ones, to be honest. I think he had a good read of the meta. And I think, like, had I not beat his Italians with Mayans, for example, all of a sudden we're looking at like a 3-3. So I kind of cheesed him there with Eagles. And it could have been like a last game banger as well. So for me personally, like regardless of scoreline, I felt like he was one of the best I've seen from him in a while, which is very good because it's going into Red Bull. So I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in Red Bull. I would say this is probably like the top 5 strongest theories I've faced. Obviously, we faced like 25 times, so that's top 5's a lot, you know.
I love how we're talking about it like he's a clone, you know. I like personally, I like 2026 Leary better than 2017.
Well,
all right, so go ahead, Tristan.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can. I honestly, we don't even need to bounce around the individual games. We can go on vibes, but like for Hera, I just want to chime in and say I agree with you there. I was worried for Leary's sake that if he was surprised by like something that's just different than what he had seen, that he wouldn't necessarily be able to adapt to it. But I think the Valley game is a perfect example of him being able to adapt. I mean, if his micro wasn't what it was there, I still think down the board you win. But on the topic of switching it up a little, you went Eagles with Mayans after you went Fast Castle building the archery range. So talk me through that, because I thought it was going to be crossbows, and we noticed you were a little late to clicking up. Was it like, what was the plan? How did that play out?
Yeah, so basically he went for a faster castle, and I didn't expect how good his build was that game. I was like way delayed, so I wanted to go archers that game. Then I was like on the way up to feudal, I was like, no, I have to go eagles. It's cooked. My timing is too slow. But then I need a mill for a market, so I couldn't go market. So I went range, fully intending to go eagles anyways.
Okay.
But that's obviously bad. Like had I known I was needing eagles from the start, I would go mill and market. So maybe sell my stone, have a better game plan. But that was just a really good build from him, and I had to change my entire game plan halfway through. I'm surprised it worked, but I think the Eagles are just so strong on that map.
Can I do a follow-up question here? Leary went for like 4 Scorpions, most likely because he was committed to the Siege Workshop. If you were in that same situation, you get surprised by the Eagles, your Siege Workshop's completed. How do you play it differently if you're in Leary's shoes there?
I think I would go Mangonels and then hope for an attack round. I think that's his best shot because Scorpions do nothing every time. Mangonels can either do nothing or can win you the game with a nice shot. So I would go mass crossbows, mass Mangonels, and then try to like force the Eagle player to run at me and then hope for a good shot. Still a hard game to play, but that's probably his best chance. The Scorpions are kind of useless there, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
I'm gonna go back to game one. I think it was Costa Rica where we started this one out,
Mhm.
and it kind of like it kind of set the vibe for the set because it was so close the entire time, and it felt like Leary was always advancing kind of the tempo in the game, and then you were just adapting every single time and finding your moments. Can you take me through like all the different stages of that game, like what your initial plan was, and then like how it ended up playing out?
Yeah, so that game was really cool. Actually, Costa Rica is one of the best maps that we've had in recent tournaments. Really, really fun map.
Yeah.
Like so many options. So he goes Armenian galleys with a bit of a faster up. I take my time with extra fishing ships, and I open hulks, and then switch quickly to fire ships to answer his galleys. Then he goes hulks to answer my fires, and then I go galleys to answer his hulks. So it was like the full trio on water. We fight that out, and in the end, we realize that no one's hard winning water, so it transitions to land. And luckily, I was able to snipe 2 of his villas with my light calf because I knew he was going to church the center. That's something we practiced. And I think that kind of gave me some momentum in the middle. And then from that momentum, I was able to secure a few relics and then play towards my Imperial Age a little faster than him, which I think won me the game in the end. So it was a lot of like transitioning from one thing to the next. And if either player missed the timing on like any transition on water or land, the game would end instantly. But we both hit the right timings, the right transitions, and it ended up being a really close late game.
Did you have an oh crap moment there at the end?
Yes.
When you were winning, but then you realized
Yes.
that you didn't have a single safe wood line on the entire map?
I had Dromans everywhere, and then he comes out with champions, and I went for a forward castle, and it was a disaster. I had like everything idle. It was a really, really big oh crap moment because, luckily I was like, do I have hand cannoneers? Yes, bless, perfect. Thank God. It was a close one.
The famous Dravidian hand cannoneer saving the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, maybe awful to jump around the games here, Hera, but we're just still excited. Mongol game. I was saying in the cast, I'm like, Hera's broken rule number 1 and rule number 2. You got to scout the front of your base first. You got to take the forward boar. Scouted back of the base. You get one of the boars, but unfortunately, you had the one on the front. How critical do you think denying that lane was? And also explain your thought process and how you played the game. Because you essentially, you didn't fully give up water, but land was your priority with feudal age.
Yeah, so that boiler was super critical. Leary, I think he might have taken 2 sheep, I'm not sure as well, but that boiler, if I didn't stop it, I think I instantly lose the game because then he's on 3 rhinos, which are 400 food each. And then he'd have good tempo on me in the sense of he'll up faster, he'll win the water, and he'll win the land, and that's completely over. So stopping that lane was like super essential to keep the game going. I wasn't even ahead, I was just like playable. And then from there, I wanted to give up water just because in my experience on that map, keeping water is not as valuable as transitioning to a good land play. That being said, my land play was not that successful. So I've had much better games in practice there. That was one of my weaker land aggressions. Credit to Leary mostly, to be honest. But yeah, overall, I think just like valuing the land a bit more was the right call because I was able to snipe his fishing ships later, and that felt like a nice game for me to play.
Yeah, it was an awesome game. Amazing game. Which I think, as far as I'm concerned, leads us to the final game.
Oh my God.
So, I really like to ask Leary about it at some point. Obviously, we'll have the time later, maybe. But yeah, you see Vikings. You're opening up. You're shredding all of his buildings. Did you think you had the game won then, or did you think there was a genuine fear that you could somehow kill 0 villagers and start dying to Viking knights?
Dude, that's the thing. I thought I was so far ahead, and then it hit me. I killed no villagers.
Yeah.
Like,
No. He lost his first one at 28 minutes into the game, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
28 minutes.
The thing is, like, I was hitting so much, so I felt like a warlord just taking down everything. I felt I was so far ahead. And then it dawned on me, like, I'm just sending the villagers home in a wheelchair, but I'm not killing them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not actually doing damage here. So I realized later, I was like, oh shit, I'm in a terrible position. And I think I was like, way overestimating my position there. And that was a huge mistake. Almost cost me the game. It should have cost me the game. I think I was more dead later than he ever was that game. Like, I don't know how I won that game in the end.
Were you just staying in that because you knew Romans were better in the late game?
To be honest, I stayed in that because I didn't have time for the last game. I have a flight in about like 2 hours, so I had no time. I had to win that game.
What?
I had to win that game.
Did you tell did you tell our admin team about this, or was this going to be like Game 7? Sorry, we can't play. Everyone finds out about it.
Game 7 was going to be an all-in, like literally like tower rush, whatever. I don't know slopes. It was going to be an all-in. And seriously, like I don't have time for another 40 minutes. Like it's like 20 minutes done. I'm out 100%. So luckily I was able to win that game. It's really tight. And you know what's crazy? I had freaking ACCM before me.
Yeah, you're probably so pissed to see ACCM. ACCM's down 100 pop in the third place match.
Villagers.
Still playing on. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The guy's just a fiend, bro. Respect to him, though. You know, it is what it is.
That's
Gotta
funny.
play it out. So that was funny, man. Luckily, it worked out, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, with that in mind, Harry, we appreciate you taking the time. Congratulations again. Any like final thoughts on Titans League, and then obviously we'll be seeing each other at Red Bull here in a week or so. So thoughts on a good season? You know, winning the group, moving your way through, winning another final.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I'll just say a few words here. I just want to say thank you to you guys, T90 admin team, for organizing the event, the viewers for watching and supporting it, of course. I really enjoyed the playoff, as I always do with TTL. I think the playoff is just so entertaining, so fast-paced, one set after the next, you know, every day. It's honestly awesome to play. And I just want to say, as I reviewed a lot of Rex, I already told you the C90, but you and Dave, it's not said enough, it's taken for granted, but you and Dave are an amazing casting combo. And I had a great time just listening to you guys as I reviewed and prepared for the next set. So appreciate what you guys do. I think you guys are great, and we're lucky to have you guys. And with that said, yeah, wish you all the best, and I'll see you when I see you, probably in Red Bull.
Yep. All good, man. Hey,
Thanks,
I appreciate it. Thanks for everything as well. And the big ask for me, players bring their all, right? And then the levels as high as possible, which obviously you guys brought today. So thank you, and take care.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy. Have a good one.
Troubles, man. See ya.
For you as well. Bye-bye.
Oh, he's listening to us when we cast? Oh, God. He's listening to us?
Yeah, I know, dude. It's kind of weird, bro.
Ugh.
He's making a list. He's checking it twice. Everything we said wrong.
Well, I mean, I just assumed he would speed through the Rex, but no, the thing that he messaged me about, actually messaged me this morning, was the back and forth we had on the goats in the corner of the map yesterday.
Yeah.
That's what he came to me. It wasn't like excellent insights on the meta. It was like nice comment on the goats, you know.
True, dude.
I mean,
great. Man, I had a. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say a great final, right? I know that there's a percentage of people out there who want to see an upset one of these days, and that day will come where Hera eventually loses the final. But you really, what you should want is every game being extremely competitive and it being back and forth. So I really loved it. It was a variety of what the maps could offer, and both players have a lot to be proud of. So it was a great series and a fun cast, man.
Entertainment value was definitely there. You were right to be hyped about it. I would have loved to see that all-in Game 7 from Hera. Now that he mentioned it, that would have been insane.
Seriously. Like, imagine, like, slopes, we've had 2-hour games as well, so it's not like that would have necessarily ended fast, but yeah, dude. Appreciate you
in this channel.
Oh, Leary's here.
Leary. What's up?
Hi, Leary.
Wait, you guys didn't know about this either?
No. Did we get a message? Hey, JBR said Leary is waiting around for an interview straight after. Oh, well, hello, Leary.
Our bad. I was ready.
Sorry, our bad, dude.
I don't know. So I was like, well, sure.
Well, thanks for joining, Leary. I mean, crazy set. We'll keep it real short, man. Thoughts on the level today? It felt like you two were just both an insanely high level.
Yeah, I think it was a good set. Small things here and there, but overall, pretty happy. Looking forward to Red Bull with this shape, so pretty good.
Yeah. Did you hear our comments on the Vikings game by chance? Because that's really my biggest question for you right now. I'm wondering how much of that went according to plan. Like meaning the start.
Plan went out the window minute 8. When I saw his militias coming over, that's when the plan went out the window. Like at that point, it was just adapting and then just surviving and then somehow closing out the game. But the latter didn't work out properly. So
Gotcha.
What can you do?
would you say there was a point? Obviously, the Vikings game very close. Where, if there was a moment, was like the one thing that needed to go different for you today in terms of the draft or the maps and how they played out?
The stranded game for sure. Looking back, out of 7 potential games, counting with the last one now, I would have had the worst save on 5 games, so my draft wasn't the best either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, considering that, I think I actually played pretty well. Considering I was like a little outdrafted, considering I didn't win that stranded game. I don't think I was supposed to win the Vietnamese golf game. I think the only game I was supposed to win was the African River one. And the last game he had Way as well, so either way, draft looked a bit dicey. But play-wise, mechanically-wise, I felt like I played pretty fine today, so...
Yeah.
I think you played amazing, especially on that Valley game. That was
Yeah. Like,
really... You had to work so hard for that, bro. That was crazy.
Everything went in my favor, and it still felt like a super close, hard game. Like, I thought I was dead in early Castle Age, but managed to pull it off.
yeah, dude.
Also, I noticed again, sorry, Tristan, on High Tides, you were having the same problem with the freaking Hulks. You might want to like...
Dude, I hate these
Spend
Hulks,
some
man.
time
Like, just
trying to figure
revert
that out,
back to
dude.
water, dude. Like, my God, man. Like, he just gives up water and then runs around in circles for 2 hours. It's not my fish, and I can't even kill those because they do like 2 damage each. If I hit with a stick, they hit harder. Like, God damn it.
I watched you guys go in circles for 5 minutes at the time.
Again, water is just useless in that map or in general. Like, it's crazy. Like, those Hulks is like the worst thing ever. Like, oh well.
Well, thanks for laughing at that with us, Leary. And seriously, I know you would have wanted things to go a bit differently, man. But the level you brought was just insane. Like the seriousness you took the group stage. I don't know how much of that was because I may or may not have made a bet that you couldn't go undefeated. I'm very sorry. The way you played in the playoffs, the final we saw here was sick. So second place sucks probably, but congratulations, man. You're playing insane.
Thank you.
But happy to let you go, man. Thanks for hopping in.
Will do.
Thanks for hopping in.
No one of us knew about this interview, apparently.
Yeah, no.
Both of us could ask, and either way. We'll see each other at Red Bull. Gonna be fun.
Absolutely,
I'll
dude.
see you in a bit.
Take care, man.
All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Oh, man. Leary's such
I am so glad that I got that out of him, dude, because I knew it was in there.
Yeah.
Rage about those ships.
He's going to be thinking about those. He's going to be thinking about those ships for a long time. No, he's an absolute beast, right? Like, awesome guy to come in here and have that chat with us after probably being disappointed of the result. So, shout out to Leary for that. Thanks for having him hop in. But yeah, dude, kind of back to where we were. It was a great final. I appreciate you hopping in to get all the cast with me, and yeah, it was a great one. I had fun.
I had a lot of fun, man. Lived up to the expectations, your high standards that you set for the final. The gameplay was there. Hope the viewers enjoyed it. Titans League is such a long slog, so I want to give a shout out to you and your admin team as well. You got multiple admins, and they've been putting in work behind the scenes, and you had all these scheduling issues and everything, so it's been crazy. Hello, YouTube as well. Hi. Bye.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it was a slog. You know me. I got the whole little outro thing and whatnot, which I'll try and get to here. But yeah, I'll see you in a week, man. See you at Red Bull.
A week?
Like a week and a half, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some. Yeah. Oh wow.
You better do your laundry. You better do your laundry and pack.
Still like 2 weeks away.
No,
bro.
no. I'm flying out in 7 days, so.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll see you then.
See you then. Later, man.